What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another show. Tonight's topic: how could you save yourself $5,000?
Yes.
um, I know a lot of people, saw that price tag on that statue and kind of shit a brick. Excuse my French,
Or two.
um, or two. So I kind of wanted to give people some options. And as a matter of fact, it's funny because an option just dropped today that I saw pictures of, so I put it in here. Um, so, but yeah, that's what we'll be talking about today. Just trying to give people some different options other than Prime One. I know a lot of people that buy a lot of Prime One statues. They're it's Prime One. It's the most amazing statue ever. Blah blah blah. Choking on it. It's Prime One. Whatever. But like I said, if you don't want to spend that much money on something, I kind of wanted to give people some options. So. FPJ, man, how's your day going?
What's up, man? Thanks for inviting me again. I appreciate it. Good to be here. Um, so today, um, some boxes were dropped off at my crib.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, two big, large, heavy boxes, and I happened to have been home, and I was like, wait, what pieces of this is mine? 'Cause I know what I got on order, but sometimes you got pieces from in the way back,
Yeah.
finally arriving. I said, hey, maybe I forgot about something. So I looked, it was blocking the door. It was FedEx dropped it off. So I went to the door. I was like, the heck is this? My wife was like, hey, babe, the Chase Lounge chairs that I ordered is here. I said, what? I said, oh man. I was so hyped. I said, oh, I thought it was a peek. And I said, no wonder you wasn't the first to the door. Because you know what is my stuff. And I'm trying to hide. Don't worry, babe, I got it. Or, shoom, what is this? I'm like, you always the first one at the door. Well, of course, them things was just sitting there. So, I dragged them out, put them in the garage, and, of course, I'm like, I'm going to put it up later. She's like, oh, babe, just remind you, when I ordered them, um, when I was reading reviews and all this stuff, everybody said that the setup time for each chair is about 2.5 hours. You gonna do it
For
this weekend,
chairs?
right? I said, oh
Jesus.
my gosh. I said, yeah, babe. I'll do that for you. So I'm gonna be unboxing so,
Chairs.
some Chase Lounge chairs. She's like, babe, I wanna, I wanna, go in the pool and stuff, and I wanna, what I'm saying. So I said, all right, babe. I said, I got you. So I
So,
gotta set that up.
so you're gonna do a live unboxing on custom produced two Chase
Oh
Lounge?
my
That,
gosh,
that
nah,
that's a little
nah.
too custom for me. I'm good.
So, so yeah, so I have two unboxings to look forward to because I got my Alita unboxing on Friday, and then I got to unbox two Chase Lounge chairs on Saturday. So
Nice.
I've
I'll
got
get
a
here.
I've got a Gambit sitting at home right now that just got delivered, so I gotta do an unboxing of that probably uh this weekend or next week or something. So
Yeah.
When is your beast coming in?
it's gonna be a little while. The painter's backed up, so he's got a list, and I'm really not in a rush because I know how much it's gonna cost me to paint it. So he could take all the time in the world. So
I
if
was
he
I
wants
was
it,
gonna say he needs to put you up front, man. You
nah.
custom produce. He's got to have you on front so you can unbox it.
There's there's a guy that has the same statue there too at the same time. So he was gonna do his first, but then he was like, "Nah, maybe I'll do yours first." So we kind of talking back and forth. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not really in a rush because I know how much that sucker's gonna cost to get painted. So, but it is what it is. What you got going on today, Will?
No, man, just work's been hectic and running around. Just got back into the gym with the old lady. Rushed back, had to cook, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be late. I hate being late to everything, so I got here right on time. But I'm just like you fellas. I got like 6, 7 boxes still to unbox, and then I got a big boy coming in on the 8th. So there's that guy to unbox and do the live stream. So
Got you.
yeah, it's just no time, man. Work's got me working every weekend this month or month of March, every weekend. What are you
Nice.
gonna do, man?
Well, as
You
people say,
gotta
that's
pay for $5,000 statues. I gotta pay for it somehow.
yeah, that's okay. I'm good. I don't know. I really don't think those Prime One statues are worth $5,000, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Dion,
Yo, what's
what's
up?
up? What's up, my brother from another mother?
Man, I can't wait to talk about this because Final Fantasy VII is like one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yeah,
Um, it like
yeah. I mean, it's
single-handedly,
mine. It's mine too. I mean, I grew up
yeah,
playing. When I
man.
was a kid, I played the Final Fantasy VII.
The impact that that game had like on the game industry as far as like bringing RPGs like mainstream over, over here and not just something like a niche genre over there in Japan or China or whatever. Like it's monumental. But not only that, man, like this topic is in direct in line with like the shit I've been doing like the past couple weeks. I haven't
Yeah.
talked about it really. I was going to talk about it on Steve's show the other day, but it wasn't really on topic. But yes, it's definitely in line with what we talking about tonight.
Your favorite game, Final Fantasy VII, man? I thought he was gonna say NBA Live. That was mine.
No,
Back in the days, you remember that?
no, man, it's probably
Um,
Final Fantasy VII and The Last of Us.
Bro, I remember as a kid when I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and it would cut to a cutscene. Man, those cutscenes were so crazy for the time. Like when Sephiroth was coming through those flames when he's walking through them. Man,
Mhm.
that was. And then like when you would summon a creature or whatever, and they would do damage. It was a dope game for what it was when it came out, and it just
Yeah.
and then spoilers, but then what's her face dies, and you're like, oh man, that sucks, so but
yeah, it's like
yeah,
we mentioned when we mentioned Austrian about the TV show Dinosaurs, the cliffhanger.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
kind of the same thing. Like, what the hell? You get so pissed
How,
off.
how, how do you kill a main character? But
Yeah,
they do that.
exactly.
They do that in all everything nowadays, though. Like all the good shows, they always kill just random characters. You're like, why they do that? So but nice guys asking Dion if you're gonna sell some of those magnetos to get the
I know. That's
FF7.
why I was like, Cloud's gonna have to squeeze in between the Magnetos because they ain't going nowhere.
But I mean, you want to talk about what's going on, what's been going on with you in this situation, Dion, right now, or you want to wait?
Nah, we can go into it now. So I I PO'd the Prom One pieces
Hold on.
from
Let me get my story food.
your story.
Oh,
I
wait, hold on.
PO'd
Let me get my my napkins for them too. Lots of
Y'all
flow.
so funny, man.
Hold on.
So look, right. So I PO'd the Prime One pieces. I posted it, so a lot of people already knew that I had done it or whatever, so they hit me up. I did it from Sideshow. I knew it was going to cost a little bit more, but I just did it for like the customer service, peace of mind, points, all that
Aside,
other
I still
stuff.
tax.
Yeah, exactly. It sucked, but whatever. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? So I just went ahead and did it that way. After I did it, I had like several distributors hit me up trying to offer me deals on why didn't I get it through them and yada yada yada. I also had a commissioner hit me up, a custom commissioner hit me up, and was trying to, I guess, sell me. He was telling me all about his line that he's working on, a Final Fantasy VII characters.
Yeah.
The stuff that he was showing me was really nice. It wasn't Prime One quality, of course, but at the same time, it wasn't $5,000. And he admitted that he's like, look, I can't offer you Prime One, but what I can offer you is some really nice ass statues, and you won't be paying $5,000 for it. I'd already made the PO, so I was like, man, I mean, it's cool. But I'm gonna stick with Prime One. So a few days later after that, I looked on my Sideshow account and I was like, damn, I used points and like a gift card to pay for uh this NRD. I was like, damn it, I didn't really want to do that. So I called Sideshow, was like, look, can you just credit that part back and just put the whole thing on my card instead? They were like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. So I'm like, man, why the hell can't you do it? So they were like, okay, what we can do for you is we can cancel the order and you can rebuy it. So I was like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and do that. And then life happens, and I was like, shit, I forgot to rebuy it. So I'm sitting here getting ready to rebuy it, and then Zach comes out, and Zach has less switch outs, than Cloud, and he's more than Cloud. So that left like a real shitty taste in my mouth. And I'm like, man, is are they gonna like try to raise the price with each new character that comes out a little bit? Like if that's the game they're playing, like I don't want no parts of it. So I did not re-PO it, and I hit up that commissioner, and now I have some of his pieces arriving this week.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Now,
That's why I said, man.
in terms of concept, is this
Mhm.
custom group a little better in terms of concept, or is Prime One still up there?
No, I mean, Prime One is Prime One, man. Like I haven't seen any that look as good or as detailed as Prime
So,
One.
so here's the thing with that Prime One thing. All right, the paint is great, and the sculpture
Yes.
on the statues are great. Right, we can all say the paint's great and the sculpt is great on the characters, but they're boring statues, bro. Like
Well, that's what I meant
it's
about concept, right? Well,
yeah,
what's the
the,
concept better than the custom?
yeah. I would say
Um.
the paint's a 10, the sculpt's a
Yeah.
10,
The
but
paint
the
is
concept's like a 3.
correct.
Like
Correct.
there's bases on them. I wouldn't pay that. It's like it's ridiculous the how much you're paying for those statues. Plus, if you buy any more of them, right? If you're trying to complete the line, you know how many characters were in that group, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to pay 2,500? And that's just saying if they don't go
Or
up, right?
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say they're all 2,500. That's going to be expensive, bro.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
5,000 for 2 characters.
Exactly. And Zach, I mean, I know he's like integral part of Final Fantasy world or whatever, but to me, he's always been like boring.
Yeah,
So to pay more for him with less switch outs, I'm like, I'm not doing that, man.
yeah. And like I said, it to me it's boring, especially compared to some of the statues that I have in these slides that we're going to look at. Like comparatively, maybe the paint's not always all the way there, but it's
Yeah.
the concept. Like when I look at statues, I don't look just at the paint and the sculpt. I look at the overall concept.
Yes.
And that's always how I've been, especially in the custom community. That's what you look at. You look at the concept and how cool Magneto is. Ripping up a Sentinel. It might not be the paint's not might not be like a 10, but the overall concept is when you walk in a room and that's badass. And I don't get that feeling when I look at those statues, man. I look like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like I would never guess that those statues are $2,500. I would never guess. So, but
That's one of
um,
the reasons why I turn more to customs, because you can get close enough to something like Prime One, and the price is like a quarter of what they're charging. You know what I mean? And that's what I like the most. And you get more options now. Prime One's one to start charging you for blood and snow and vomit and snot and everything. Like they charge you for everything. So
yeah,
custom seems to be the way to go if you're particular with certain things. Now there are diehard fans with J&D and Prime One and all those guys. Like I love XM. Don't get me wrong, but if they keep raising the price point, only rich crazy Asians can afford it. We're not gonna be able to afford anything.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't. Every company has its like um, cheerleaders, I will say, or like they're
And girl,
yeah. So
Man, girl.
it is what it is, man. But all I want people to do is give other things a chance. Try something new. Look at something with a different set of eyes from a
Yeah.
different point of view, so you don't have to spend $5,000. Hey, if that's what you want to do, and you got the money like that, then all power to you, bro. But how the world is right now, and bills and everything's going up in prices, like maybe look at it from a different angle, and you don't need to spend the $5,000 on
Mhm.
two statues that the concept of isn't really that great. So
do you feel like is there this is Prime One coming out with Grails? Do you think this Final Fantasy is a Grail for someone to justify $5,000? Now, if you're the collector that says this is the Grail and you have the money, go for it. But are they making any more Grails? I don't know. I haven't really seen any, in my opinion.
For some people, I would say that Final Fantasy set like is a grail. Just for the sheer fact that even though like it's a little boring, but the detail and the paint and all that stuff, like I don't think we're gonna see like even a custom, like even the best Final Fantasy custom is probably going to have a hard time living up to what Prime One did as far as that goes. But as far as like being dynamic and bang for your buck, I think a custom is definitely the way to go, man.
Yeah. Now, Buck, did you want me to share this comment you made in the private chat or no? I don't know if you want it
Uh-oh.
like because you said it with a fervor. Like you said, look at these nuts from a different angle. I don't know what exactly that means, but whatever.
It's,
How's it going, Buck?
what's up? I was trying to broach a deeper philosophical topic.
I get it.
It's
I get
very
it.
it's
I
very
feel
nuanced. I don't think this is the proper forum to discuss that.
To
gotcha.
discuss
Maybe
nuts. Okay, good.
These
Let's
specifically.
what's up, Buck? How's your day going?
It's good, man. Today was a light work day, so
That's good.
nice.
So we're kind of discussing the Prime One statues right now. I know everyone has seen it. I don't necessarily think I should put up pictures of it because we've all seen it on everybody else's channel and all the discussions. What do you think about it, Buck?
So, as far as just going straight off of sheer price, I think, and how much it's going to cost them to make it, the usual profits they expect to make from every other statue they produce, I think it's overpriced.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be getting a lot more profit from an individual unit of this statue sold than they would their usual pieces. Um, but at the same time, the way it looks and the expected quality, I haven't seen anything in the unlicensed space that rivals that.
Okay.
Everything I've seen Final Fantasy VII, especially that specifically, made unlicensed, when they do the production, it's not coming close to Prime One. There's certain other licenses or IP when they get done in the unlicensed space, the quality is close to rivaling or sometimes even better than the big licensed studios. But for this IP specifically, Final Fantasy, I think what Prime One has achieved here, just in terms of the level of fidelity, is better than I've seen in the unlicensed space. Now, conceptually, like Dion said, it's kind of bland. They're not doing much, right? The only thing that we can say that that feels like a 5,000. Well, no, I won't say it feels like a $5,000 piece, but feels like high end about this is the level of fidelity. So the characters, the way they're like represented in 3D form,
Yeah.
it feels very accurate to the
The paint,
latest
the paint and the
game.
sculpt.
The paint and the sculpt, right? Like the texturing on the suit, the way it's been done, the kind of textures they've chosen, and how they've translated that to the real world. Very good, but price wise, it feels overpriced. I don't think anyone, even the people that bought it, feel like it's overpriced. But the fan base is there. What I'm most curious about is to see what the ES of this is, and whether it could. I feel like I'm gonna know based on the number whether it could have been, if they charged less, if they could have sold to more people. If you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I
Right?
get it.
And that would be a real loss for them, I imagine, if if they sold this at a lower price, if they could get more people to buy it versus what they're doing right now.
I think if they sell this at a lower price, like without a doubt, they could sell probably like 2,000 copies.
So,
I'm with
do
you on
you
that, actually.
do you guys think it's because of the character love that they're going to sell out, or that there's so much fervor for it, or it's because it's Prime One doing it?
A little bit of both.
I don't think it's so much so that it's Prime One. I think it's that it's Square Enix. They have some IPs that like people love,
Yes.
and
agreed.
because Prime One can make another Batman today, right? And the ES would just be like 150 or sometimes even less than that.
I mean, they are Prime One fanboys. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but are they Are we gonna hit 2,000? Right?
No, not at all.
All
And
right.
you can see that based on, like you just said, like their recent other non Final Fantasy pieces, like they're coming out with 200, 300, 150, whatever. So even they've dropped their ESs.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Do you remember how much that 2B was when it came out? I don't remember.
It was around with
Wasn't
so
it like
the
16?
1/3.
3,000
No.
Like
for
16?
the one with all the characters? It wasn't like close to 3,000.
So the one with also they have the quarter scale and then they have the
No,
1/3.
I think he's talking about the one
Oh,
third.
You're
oh,
talking about
okay.
a single one, right? The 1/3 single?
So it was $1,700. Rose
Yeah,
says.
somewhere around there, 16, 17.
No, that was for
No,
Kratos.
Oh, that's
That was
Kratos.
crazy.
Kratos.
I think I'm fairly certain that the 2B was above 2 grand. It was like
Okay.
maybe
The
for the
single?
deluxe. Yeah, for the single for the deluxe, it was above 2 grand.
Rose
I
says it
think
was
so.
2,500 basically.
Yeah,
So
insane.
You think they're doing these prices now because other groups are able to sell it for as much, like J&D? I know J&D silicone and everything, but it seems like that's the pattern. They're trying to compete with the market, and yeah, you got your fangirls for each company, and people are willing to spend $5 grand for J&D. Do you think Prime One's trying to get there with that premium, and then they have their little lower ends, and they sell them for a little cheaper, things like that?
I
I
just think
think they're
it's
capitalizing
Square
off the
Enix.
Square Enix fan
Yeah,
base because
same.
it's only because the Near Automata the 2B is also Square Enix. They also
Right.
did a Full Metal Alchemist
Hmm.
where it was Edward and Alphonse,
Yeah.
and that was quarter scale. It was like an anniversary edition, and it cost over 2 grand. And at the time, 2 grand for a quarter scale with both of them just standing there with their feet apart, that's kind of bogus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so how do you think that 2B statue compares to, let's say, Sephiroth, right? Um,
It's
Sephiroth's quarter scale statue, right, to one third, right,
mhm,
and you're paying the same amount of money.
yeah.
And to me, there's more going on with the
Yeah.
2B.
It's a French
You know?
made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's
Definitely.
it's
The licensing.
to me it's an even prettier statue. It's
Sure.
elegant, more.
You're not
To me,
attracted to
there's
Sephiroth.
more going on.
I
So
no, I think it's still like a museum pose for the
yeah,
most part. I think it's just a matter of the sentimental value of the IP to the people that are buying it. When a lot of people saw this, they're like, finally, we don't really have that many options in terms of licensed um statues for Square Enix properties because they're stingy with their license. And it's a Japanese company. So that's probably why Prime One was able to get into like to get in there and able to get their licenses. Even with like PVC figures, anything from Square Enix is overpriced,
yeah.
right? So their IP, like
Right.
they charge too much for it, but like they're still able to sell stuff because you don't get enough licensed stuff in the first place. So when people see it, they just go, okay, I gotta jump on it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get anything else.
So I think like a lot of the diehard guys that are out there. So like let's see here, Gamora JP Gaming says I'm a real diehard fan, but mostly early '90s JRPG. I've been collecting memorabilia for a long time. Point it led me to go to Japan to hunt down unique items for Final Fantasy and other JRPG items. So I mean, I guess if you're like super hardcore into it, it makes sense, right? So like you're like a hardcore Final Fantasy guy. You're gonna want to maybe spend more money on it because that's your thing. Just like Dion, you spend money on Magneto like it's going out of style, right? So
True.
if it's your thing, it's your thing. But like I said, and maybe that's the pinnacle is Prime One or nothing. And I see that a lot of people saying that, but why? Why are you saying Prime One or nothing? Because yeah, the paint's great, but is the concept there? Is it something that you're gonna get it in hand and go, okay, the paint's great, the sculpt's great, but it's a boring ass statue.
But sometimes it's not about the concept. It's about capturing the essence of the character. It's
Yes.
like, and I think they've done a better job of doing that than a lot of other companies. Like the portraits are flawless, like flawless. It could literally just be one to one with the video games, the most recent adaptation of the games.
Agreed.
It's they are flawless. There's nothing touching the execution, right? And I have this Dragon Ball piece from Prime 1, and when it first came, when I saw the price, I said they're fucking insane. There's no way. I'm not paying that much money. It's bullshit. Like, but there's nothing better on them. Like, there's nothing as good out there. This is the best iteration. They just captured the character perfectly, and I don't see anything else that has been able to touch it ever since. So I just paid the price because I love the character.
And I know you've said in the past too, like certain characters or whatever, you are not willing to spend a certain amount of money. But I guess if you love that character, you are, like obviously within reason, if you're able to afford it, you're able to afford it. But
Yeah,
um, but Matt,
I
what's up,
did
man?
if I can still afford it.
How you doing? I saw you
Good.
jump in.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
You see the topic we're talking about, right? Those Final Fantasy Prime One statues. Yesterday, Steve had mentioned or had a show about how expensive statues are getting. So said, why not put this in a topic?
Yeah.
Because that's the height of it right now, right? $5,000 for two statues. It's pretty expensive. So, and like I said earlier, I just kind of want to give people a different point of view and maybe see some other statues out there that they might like, that's a little bit cheaper. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's crazy. But some of those pieces are, they're also pretty big, right? So I guess you got to take that into consideration too. Or there's some
You
other.
talking about the Prime One pieces are big?
Yeah. Right? Aren't they? I mean, I haven't seen them in person.
They're
So.
1/4, so they can't be that damn big.
They'll be overscaled, but probably.
there'll be
Like
prime
everything else.
one scale.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everything else.
XL.
Yeah.
But it's business, man. You gotta. Some people will pay for it. That's that market. Like you said, if you want that character, you want that, whatever you want, you're gonna pay for it. And I think they know that, and the guys are doing it.
It's not just gonna be $5,000 either. When Prime One puts that shipping on it, we all know how Prime One does with the shipping.
I think the
So
shipping was like 600 is what they quoted me when I had it in the cart.
so now you're paying over $6 for the statues with including shipping and everything.
But that's just here to the U.S., right?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
if you
it's
buy
more
directly.
elsewhere though. If you're shipping it to Europe, it's even more expensive.
Yeah, because
Right.
you got all kinds of different fees and whatnot.
Yeah, the tariffs and all that stuff. Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna pay more if you're out of the U.S. The only people that get the kickbacks are the people that are in Asia, right, closest to Japan or where China and everything. They get the good rates, especially if it's ground shipping. But us out here, we're not too bad. But Europe, man, they tax the hell out of everybody in Europe.
So, just I don't know. I'm just doing this question. Do the people in Asia do they pay the same retail price?
I believe the retail price, yes, but not the shipping.
Okay.
Yeah, you just convert it. It's like XM. You've been on the XM webpage, and then you go buy something from there, and it's not in U.S. currency. And then when you go pay, it converts it. So I think it's all the same retail price. It's just the shipping differs from country to country. I would never do DHL. I always do sea shipping. If I've waited a year, I might as well wait a couple more months, just to save $300-400. But I think with Prime One, even with the sea shipping, it's like $600.
Cypher's saying that people in Japan get 30% off.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Wow.
I've heard that they get there's some sort of, I don't know.
So people out of Japan are paying the tax for that 30% off. Then
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I might. If that's true, I might start using a shipping forwarder to get pieces from Prime One. Hey, if I could get 30% off on anything, if they're having a sale, I just.
Oh
use
yeah,
the
I was just thinking that
Japanese
too.
website.
Does that stack on top of their sales?
Yeah, if it does, then take advantage of that.
But well, I guess we can start getting into pictures, man. The first one I want to share, I might as well go with the big guns because this is kind of what spurred this thought process for me today. And why wait, I guess. So I don't know if you guys have seen this one in the groups. Obviously it's Sephiroth versus Cloud. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
that shit is gone though.
It's huge.
Is that
yeah,
five stacks?
it's huge, huh?
Is that 5 stacks? Is it five?
No, it ain't
How
gonna
much
be.
is
Man,
It
that?
ain't gonna be no
that's
5 stacks.
that's the
So
first
Ain't
thing you
even
choose to say,
close.
LPJ.
so
FPJ.
this statue they've been teasing it. So they haven't really done the pre-order for it yet. But I'm not thinking it's gonna be anywhere near 5 grand. So um maybe two, maybe three at most. I doubt even it's gonna be that much. So and you've got both characters on a single base. It's more dynamic. To me, this trumps the Prime One just for the simple fact that
Easy,
it's
in my
yeah,
opinion.
the
Easy.
overall statue,
Yeah.
trumps
That's
Prime
what I
One
was
just because.
thinking. I'd rather get
But
this.
yeah, I'm more of
Who's
a
this?
dynamic guy myself.
Same.
Everybody knows I love dioramas, so
So I missed it. And again, I apologize, guys, for being late. It's probably may have already been covered. So, what about this commands 5 grand? I mean, I just need to.
This is not five
No,
grand.
not that. Prime One is 5 grand.
the Prime Ones are even smaller than this.
Even
So
still,
Are
but
they?
what about it? What about it? I mean, I'm not in the anime world, so I don't know. I mean, is it like? Give me a comparison of why it would be the price
It's got to
tag
be
it
the
has.
license, man.
But
No
no,
way.
that
Is
no,
it? I mean, I don't know.
that's
That's what I'm
not
saying.
5 grand though. At when we're looking at it's not 5 grand.
Okay, what is it? How much is this one?
we don't know.
Price,
We
I
don't
don't
know
think
yet.
the price has been announced.
It
Okay,
hasn't come out yet.
go back to the Prime One.
I would
Where
guess
I missed.
between like depending on the
3,000.
scale. I think this is going to be 6 scale, probably.
It's
No,
probably
And
gonna be
it's
like
course. It's course.
You
3,000.
said this is
Like that
quarter.
looks like quarter scale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
course.
big. That's quarter.
So, Matt, I don't have any pictures of the Prime One just because we've already
That's
talked
fine.
about
No,
it
no, that's fine. That's fine.
in tons of other shows. Um, you know, so like I don't know if you've seen them, but the base is very simple. It's a very like what would you call what would you guys call that base? It's like a hexagons, like
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's a very simple statue. The paint is great, and the sculpts are great. I'm not going to take anything away from Prime One for this, but the concept of this statue to me blows those two statues out of the water.
Easy.
Conceptually, man, I have a hard time with dioramas, man, because I dioramas like this, I'm getting the statue for the characters, right? And this can never be my main piece in my collection because I want to be able to see the characters' portraits. Like you want to connect with that
This is
character.
a centerpiece, man.
Right.
You can
Well,
see
so,
everything.
Buck, let me ask you this though, Buck. If I don't know what this is this an iconic scene from a
Yes.
from
Yeah, both of them fight
Yeah.
like
right?
towards-
So as far as dioramas, I mean, wouldn't this is this like, you know what I mean? Wouldn't this have some sort of story to it, or you
It
see
does.
it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
But-
this catches. Well, just a difference between you and I. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like Jarhead. You know, I like dioramas too, because it represents the essence of that show and that particular moment of what happened. That was
Yeah.
a pivotal time, or like the plot or the key or what the key thing in that movie that happened at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me rephrase. I don't. It's not that it's a problem with dioramas, but it's a common problem with dioramas where you're not able to get that connection with each character because they're looking at each other, not at you, the like observer of the piece, right?
But it tells the perfect story though, but
Right.
So
No,
just
but
going off of what you just said, but the statues, the Prime One, they're pretty much dioramas, right? Because you're gonna put them together, and they're gonna be facing off against each other, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
The Prime One statues,
Yeah.
it's basically a diorama. It just doesn't have huge
it's not on the
bases.
same
they're
base.
just separate.
So
They're just separate.
most
Yeah.
people are gonna put them facing off against each other, anyways, right?
No, I don't think so.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, Buck. Though, yeah, I feel
I
you.
think people are gonna make their statues face forward, right? Like most people would make their statues face forward. Most people are not gonna just turn their statues to the side and let them face each other. Probably no. There's a lot of statues Prime One does that you could do that with, and like I still don't see people generally doing that. Or like other companies, they'll still like angle it maybe at a 3/4 view, so
I,
you're
I,
still
I
you're splitting the difference between them facing off, like coming at an angle.
I guarantee 95% of people that have those statues will display them facing each other.
You think so?
Yes.
Yes,
When the
for
Yes.
when
sure.
the when the time comes, we'll see.
Definitely.
I doubt that. I heavily doubt that.
Buck, are
What do
you
you
kidding me?
what do you guys think
Heavily doubt
in the
that.
what in the panel? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that most people are going to display them facing each other?
I'd have to say, I'm with Buck actually, because I have the Sideshow Logan and Custom Hulk, and they're supposed to be fighting each other, but I have them facing me. I don't have them going at each other. I'm kind of in. It depends. It probably depends on the piece, but most pieces I collect are museum posed anyways. So, but my pet peeve is I like to see the character's face, and some of my pieces, point downwards or they point upwards, and it kind of annoys me a bit. So I don't know, man. I have two pieces here that they're not facing each other, and they're supposed to.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd kind of feel like I'm playing with a little army man if I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why I was doing it.
Let me
Doing
ask
your head.
Jarhead and Matt a question. Like, both of you guys have that Wolverine versus Omega Red statue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you guys think, like, maybe Jarhead the answer is yes, but like, do you guys
I
think
have
you could
to
just collect that piece and be like, I'm done. I don't need an Omega Red or a Wolverine anymore.
I could,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I think for you, yeah, it'll work because you really love
For me,
diorama
I would
style
still
pieces.
want them separate.
And because you want that character, like you want to have that.
But
like,
I mean, I know. So like, I prefer dials, right?
Mhm.
But would that be like the pinnacle as far as like the representation of those two? No, I would want them apart.
Yeah, I feel like they'll always be for a majority of people. It's always gonna be like that can't be the only instance of those characters in my collection if they're that important
But
to
I'm
you.
kind of weird because I got a
So-
lot of multiples anyway.
Yeah. So for me though, Buck, that answer is going to be the piece itself. This I've got this Omega Red and I got the diorama, right? But I wasn't planning. If a statue talks to you, it talks to you. It's not like I got to have that character, or I got to have one piece or whatever. Like I always wanted that one punch. There was that one punch where he's holding the thing up and the hole in the beast.
Sume art. Yeah, I had that piece.
Yeah, that's just a dope piece, man.
That's
The
dope.
reason why, and I always thought, man, that's that thing, and I had no idea who One Punch was, but I was like, that is just so cool. I like it. I can see the story behind it. He's giving off everything. I didn't even know who he is, but just him holding his hand up with the hole in that thing's stomach, I was like, I know exactly what he did with that. But I never really got that piece because it was a 1/6, and the time I missed out on a couple times, and it just got to the point where I was like, whatever. But if a statue talks to me and I really like that piece and I see its production good, its paint good, the concept, the representation is good, it has presence, or if it means something, you know what I mean, that's iconic to me, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah. So like, and to go back further, what you were talking about too, Buck. Like, if you look at my collection currently, right as it sits, that's the only Wolverine in costume that I have. I've got a Weapon X.
Do you
So
see
really,
yourself
that's
as an exception within the community? Like, not many people would do something like that.
Yeah, I even have the Omega Red that Matt has behind him.
Mhm.
Which is like the pinnacle Omega Red that everybody loves. But to me, like, when I see Wolverine I see him in action, I see him fighting, I see him being savage. I don't see him standing there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for me, seeing him fighting one of his greatest enemies, to me, is one of the ultimate statues. Is when I see a statue of him fighting, and yeah, that the Omega Red that Matt has is better than the Omega Red on that statue, but the overall concept, to me, with the diorama, I absolutely love it. I love the Wolverine that's on there. I love the Omega Red that's on there, and Matthew looking at it right now. Um, it's a great
So,
statue.
yeah.
I would be totally happy if I had no other way of getting statues to keep that Omega Red and Wolverine as my main statue for those characters.
Mm-hmm.
I would have no problems with it.
I think a lot of people like wouldn't necessarily feel that way. They'd want another instance. But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
And that's why, like, for me, I love the concept, but if I had to tweak this statue, I would kind of turn both characters inward, like almost like they're coming at an angle diagonally and about
Yeah.
to meet in the center.
Yeah.
That would make this statue work better for me. And maybe the poses won't quite work,
Yeah.
but I would change the poses to make it work. Like,
But then you'd be getting, well, I don't know.
Also, I kind of think it's how you display it too, because I like my statues open in the air. Like I don't like
Yeah.
them boxed in, sealed in something.
Yeah.
So that helps with me in dioramas. I can look all the way around the statue
yeah.
and see every side of it.
If this is
So-
in the center of the room, I feel like it can work. It can
Yeah.
work better. But if I put it like on a shelf against the wall, I can't get behind it.
I mean, to me, that's the centerpiece, though. But like, it begs to be in the center of the room.
Fair enough. But Jarhead has multiple dioramas.
I do.
They're not all in the center of his room, right? It gets to the point where, like, if you actually want to see characters, you're gonna have to come and like look at it from below and like at an angle or something. If you want to see Sephiroth's face, right? Because the expression matters. Like the character, like them looking at each other, it matters. Like it conveys a lot in this scene. I don't know. For me, because of that fact, dioramas are a dicey thing for me. I like a diorama if it's the focus is on a central character, but there's not equal weight being given to two characters facing off. So if there were like a bunch of other stuff happening on this statue, like maybe like demons or ghouls rising from the ground or something, or like a Wolverine statue where like he's fighting ninjas, or the sideshow piece, which is Elektra with all the hand ninjas coming out. The focus is still on Elektra, but that feels like a diorama.
But what's your
not two main characters.
What's your take on those last sleep pieces, like the Dragon Balls ones?
I think they're gross. Not even get me
I
started.
can see that. Okay, so I see your mindset on that because I love them.
Yeah.
Most of them anyway.
No, a lot of people love them. I'm not even gonna like. I just think there's too much going on, and there's
I think we all come from a different aspect of thinking about, a statue, what our ultimate statue is. Like you said, I love dioramas. Buck's not really a diorama guy. He likes his museum style or kind of style where you can see everything. I don't know, man. There's something about dioramas that catch my attention. That it's the middle of an action,
That's it. You're focused on, like, you like to zoom out and look at the action, what is happening in the scene.
Yeah.
For me, like the most important thing, because for me it's the character, it's the portrait, right? I the most important thing, once the portrait is like not right, the statue's a wash for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to connect with the person, like the character, right? And so if I lose that, I'm not interested in the piece.
So, Buck, I got a question for you. So that last sleep, Goku 3 Dragon Fist, right?
Oh,
that one
okay.
is like $2,000, right? I love that piece, especially lit up. If it had the Prime 1 Super Saiyan 3 portrait and it's a diorama, would that be something that you would collect? Because if you're talking about just portrait and you're connecting with that person, that character's face, and it had that Prime 1 Super Saiyan 3, which you said was like perfect, would that be something you would consider getting, even though it's not museum? Because I'm a museum guy. If you look behind me, I only got museums. I don't have dioramas, right? But I can appreciate like that last sleep diorama. I think it's an amazing piece, even though I don't collect diorama. So, but if it's based off portrait, then what's the difference?
Let me rephrase too, in terms of, so you guys have a better understand what I mean by like the last sleep stuff.
What is that? I don't even know what it is.
That one, the last sleep one with the dragon fist, the focus is on the character.
Oh,
it's still on Goku. There's no other characters. He's doing his ability, his move, but the focus is on Goku. Now, reasons why I'm not getting that, it's too fucking massive, right? Like no one can like You saw those guys carrying the dragon, and it wasn't even the complete thing.
Yeah.
Too big. There's
Yeah.
nowhere to put that thing. So if I'm getting that piece, it's that becomes my collection. My collection becomes the Dragon Fist collection.
So if I gift that to you, you telling me you're not gonna take it and find space? You better not keep it in the box.
I would probably take it, unbox it, look at it for like a couple of days, and then I would sell it. I'm not.
What about the smaller version? Would you consider the
Crazy.
smaller version?
It's still too huge, man. It's still too big. It takes up too much space. Like if you look at my collection, I get stressed out. I have some statues that are really big, but I don't like it. I don't like them taking up so much space.
You know, if you get a diorama with all the characters, you'd save yourself space. You wouldn't have to get all 20, 10,
That's the thing.
5.
I want each of them to be the central focus of their like piece of their statue. That's not to say there's not diorama statues I like. There's some that just work for me. There's certain things going on that work, but generally speaking, when you see stuff like this versus and they're about to hit each other like that, you can barely see either character's portrait. That doesn't work for me. And damn, custom Spidey versus Venom.
Yeah,
from that group.
Yeah,
Holy smokes!
yeah. It wasn't enough interest in it.
That is hilarious. Not hilarious. My bad.
So here's some more details on the statue. The detail is there. It's not lacking detail at all.
Fantastic paint too.
Are you guys sure this is quarter?
Yeah, it's quarter.
Yes.
I'm gonna show a video of it here in a second. You'll realize it's quarter. It's massive.
Yeah, based off that freaking desk that it's on, it looks like it's quarter.
Yeah, look at this paint job, man. Look at the.
That's awesome, man.
I see this and I think, why is this studio insane enough to make a quarter scale version of this diorama?
This thing is amazing.
The engineering is going to be a pain in the ass.
Why do you think that?
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Oh man, look at the wings.
Uh-oh.
Now we can get pictures of what we're talking about.
What's up, Steve?
Techie's here.
I know. No more techie. I'm sorry.
I like the contrast in these flowers, man. It pops because everything's like gray and dark. And then you have these flowers on the base.
Oh, we're talking about flowers. I'm out. See you guys.
Nice guy doesn't like the fact that they're using Cloud from Advent Children with the game version of Sephiroth.
Yeah, I get it. Accuracy. Everybody wants accuracy, right?
The more you're a fan of the thing, the more you appreciate those things.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, even with my Magnetos, man, like I love an accurate Magneto. However, I like a obscure, crazy version of him too every once in a while. So
Any Magneto is a good Magneto.
I wouldn't say that. But.
Do you see the Venomized Magneto? You think that's a good Magneto?
I have seen one actually.
So, like I said, I just wanted to give a couple more examples of Sephiroth. He's a very popular character in the world. There's very few clouds, believe it or not. So most of these pictures are going to be of Sephiroth, different character sculpts of Sephiroth. But
the same cat as the diorama.
Yeah. So this is more of like that museum pose that you were talking about.
That's cool too. Let's see, flying circles.
I would sooner take this statue than the diorama you guys showed. I prefer this statue to the diorama.
Yeah, I get it.
I just think that wing takes too much real estate. It's just, it's condensed, right, as the base, and it's tall, but then your wing takes real estate.
Yeah,
but it adds elegance to it, man. I mean, I hate to say it.
But you can make the wings different. It doesn't have to stick out like that. Every single one of those, his wings sticking out like that. Like he doesn't condense his wings. He doesn't like put it behind his back at some point.
The question is, does it look cool?
Right. Does he have two? Does he have two wings or does he have two wings or just one?
Just one.
He only has one wing.
It's a half-winged angel.
He flies like this.
You know what I mean?
He flies with magic.
Does it?
He flies like Handicap Man from A Living Color.
Oh man.
Mr. Mac, you talking about Mr. McAfee?
Mr. McAfee.
Now, I don't like the portrait on this.
I don't like it either.
Prime 1 is just like king in this arena.
Yeah, I get it.
How much is this, by the way? Is this like $200, $300?
No, not that low.
No, it's. I want to say this one was 1,000.
I think
Less.
it was 1,100.
I'm going for Prime 1. Never F this.
Are you serious? This was
No.
$1,000?
Yeah, I think this one is.
I thought it was like 11, but somewhere around there.
It's not 2,500. I know that.
That's how I hold it too, by the way.
I bet you're skinny like that too, huh?
With 2 fingers. I hold with 2 fingers.
Look at it.
I put it on my shoulder sometimes. It's like keep going.
Looks like this one has that pole thing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Prime 1 has it too. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, you figure that's a lot of polystone hanging over his shoulder, just hanging out there.
They should make the wing like some type of mixture of PVC or something.
They should make it out of real feathers, man.
Well, the paint job's awesome, man. It looks like real leather.
Yeah. I like the tips on the feathers here. That gradient.
So question with that, like, is it now worth that much that you have to have a clear peg to hold the wing? Like, I don't like that. Personally, for me, I never like that. Like, don't engineer something where you have to add a clear peg somewhere. Like, we can still see it, okay? We can still see it.
It takes away from the overall statue.
Yeah.
This is something I see a lot in PVC figures. I don't tend to see it in statues.
Right.
The Iron Studios Hawkman doesn't have any freaking.
Nope.
Hawkman.
Hawkman?
I can't pronounce that word.
Hawkman?
Hawkman.
Sakatumi?
So this is actually version 2 of a statue that basically was the same kind of stance and everything. They're just making a version 2 of it. There's slight little differences here and there. So this sucker.
That is the beast, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's too much.
No, it's definitely not too much.
It's actually not that big. That's just a small person.
I was about to say.
I don't know.
Little
Pretty big, even if it's a small person. Even if it's Steve's size, it's still pretty big.
I knew that was coming, John.
You cute size.
I knew John was good. Steve, you took a picture? What happened?
Yeah, it kind of does like Steve, huh?
1-to-1 right there.
That one
Did
is.
that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
We got clips now, huh?
One
This,
side.
this statue is 1/5.
You gotta have clips, man. I love using clips. You gotta have the clips.
Yeah, it's small. It's a small statue overall, but it's a small size of Sephiroth, but it's big overall. This statue is actually two grand. It's still
It's not
it's
$2
still-
grand.
It's $2,000. I just looked at it.
I'm looking at it right now. You're probably at a site that includes shipping. It's
You
1,375.
need to go directly to the website.
So this is 1,300. So it's even more cheaper than the Prime 1.
Yeah.
I mean, but with the Prime 1, you paid $2,500 for a portrait. So, there's that.
I don't know. I personally, I'd rather have this.
Yeah, me too.
The same.
But the thing is, the fans of the game, the people that really that it really matters to, they would rather have the Prime 1.
Like the people that say Sephiroth. Those guys. I haven't heard that the whole night, man. You guys are big fans.
No, because that matters a lot. Like, I see this and I'm just like, there's some people doing some conceptual shit that no one gives a shit about. Like maybe a small handful of people, but doesn't really look like him. What are they going for? Where'd they get this concept from? Yeah, it looks like nice artistically, but I want Sephiroth. Not
So
all
you
the shit
don't
that's
think
going
this is Sephiroth? It doesn't look like Sephiroth to you.
Doesn't
It's
look
not
like
fun.
Sephiroth the way Prime 1 looks like Sephiroth. For sure.
It's not Final Fantasy. That's definitely not Final Fantasy to me.
Are you kidding me? Y'all
Nah.
crazy,
I
man.
don't see
The
it.
the portrait needs to look right. If it's not accurate, why would I buy it?
You can't even see the portrait from here.
Exactly.
So I guess this is a concept piece, right?
No, this is a real piece.
No, I didn't mean like that. I meant
Oh, like artistic.
right. You're getting this
Art
piece because of the
interpretation.
concept of it.
Yes,
Right.
it's an artistic rendition.
Yeah.
A representation,
Oh, okay, that's the term I should use.
depiction, perspective.
I don't know. This is dope, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Maple.
Well, if you, oh God,
Keep going. Cook, Buck. Let him cook.
nah, it doesn't matter. Like I feel like if you're like really like a massive fan of the franchise, right? A lot of the things that they're not matching up with how this character should be represented would bug you on this piece to the point where you just feel like I can't buy it. It's like, how do you like those lastly pieces? And I just see, I'm like, where did they get this idea from? It looks like some random shit they just threw together and said, have at it. It's an abomination to me. I'm like, what inspired this?
But that's the thing. We all collect from different areas, right? We collect differently, right? So like we were talking about earlier, when I look at a statue, I don't look at the detail. I look at the overall statue. I mean, you said, I didn't even say that. You said it because you know how I look at statues. So it doesn't have to be 100% accurate to the character as long as it's badass.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it too. I believe a lot of this. You know, I agree with Buck. You know, to a degree too, right? You know, if you're a fan of something, you're definitely gonna want it as accurate as possible, as far as how the character is. You know, how they position themselves. You know, stuff like that, the way they look, but also, you know, too, depending on, you know, I guess the mood you're in or how many pieces you have or whatever it is, you still got to remember all this is art. If it's in statue form or even if it's on painting, right? Because painting, you know, prints, stuff like that, you want art. You know, okay, it doesn't have to be exactly, but you know, what are you trying to say as an artist? What are you trying to describe? What are you trying to portray? What story are you trying to tell me? So I believe the same thing in statue. You know, I can have it up in an art print. It may not be the exact scene or something like that, but the artist is trying to tell me something, what they're trying to convey. Same thing with this, you know.
It depends also depends on like the intention that you're making those changes with, right? And also, like, are they going counter to the essence of what it is you're trying to represent? In certain instances, probably not. But I can say for sure, there's like some Dragon Ball pieces. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Why do I have like characters from this section of the show with this characters in another section? Why is this happening? And it just doesn't make, like, it literally doesn't make sense.
like that PC, like the PCS Venom, right? Or Spider-Man, whatever that thing is, that bust. That's not from anything. It's not from anything.
It's from something.
But that's art, though. But that's art.
No,
you know
that they mashed up a bunch of covers from.
Well, hold on. I gotta disagree with both of you guys on that. When you got to an extent, when you guys say if you're a fan of something, right, you're gonna want accuracy. If there was a Magneto that came out and he was fighting Darkseid and it didn't look all, it was crazy, makes no sense, but it was cool. Diane will probably pick it up because it's a Magneto, right? It's just
like, I got so many different Magnetos.
No. I'm saying to a degree, you know, because there are certain pieces like, hey, I just want a Superman piece, right? It is probably my first piece and what have you. I want an accurate Superman. I want the suit to be to a degree, what have you. So it depends on the piece, depends on the mood. Yeah, but it also depends on the mood. Because I collect Jokers, and it doesn't have to be an exact scene or a representation of it, you know, for one or two of them, because I like Joker.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a fan of the Joker, you'll still pick something up that might look like crap, but it's something that says something. It's different, right?
But it depends on the. Depends on the piece, because if I know that there's a scene, like say if they were fighting, and I saw the anime, I know this in this Ninja Scroll, whatever it is, I know this fight, I know it has to be somewhat accurate. It has to be somewhat accurate because I know that fight, right? Like if I saw that scene and he's holding a weapon that he wasn't supposed to be holding in that scene, but this is what the fight is about, I'm gonna be a little bit, you know, like, dude, he wasn't holding that in that fight.
Listen, that I see a lot of statues, even with licensed companies, that do stuff that there's no, it wasn't in the scene. That makes no sense.
But that's not
And
what
the
I'm talking
likeness
about.
isn't- and the
But that's not what I'm
license
talking
isn't-
about.
And
That's
the
what I'm
likeness
talking about.
isn't there either.
I'm saying
No, I
if you're
get that.
representing something that is meant to be accurate, like like this is a scene from the game, this is a scene from the movie, this is the actual fight. You have to be accurate, right? This is the Zack Snyder Superman in this movie. If you give me Zack Snyder Superman, the belt has to be right. This is Zack Snyder.
No,
You're portraying a
I
Zack
hear-
Snyder Superman. It gotta be right. That's what I'm saying. In those
hear you.
aspects. In those aspects.
I hear you, and I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people out there that they're fans of something, and it would make no sense at all. But yet it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I think you need to
So-
question how big of a fan they are of the things that.
That's the thing.
they are.
It's a 100%
I
accurate
think-
right here, son.
So
Yeah, that's 100% accurate.
That makes you a bigger,
Because it's that
that makes you a
character.
bigger fan because you want 100% accuracy.
No. If,
Nah.
if they
That's
have
what
no
you just
problem, if they have no
That's
problem,
what you just said. It makes you a bigger fan.
that's not
because
what
you
I
want
said.
100%
That's what you inferred from what I said. What I said
That's what
were a
you said.
different set of words, and you
Okay.
interpreted it in a way, and you said something else. The meaning behind what I said is that if like you see something counter to the essence of those characters represented in statue form, and you just go, it's still fucking amazing, without addressing like the problems that you see. Like, I think I got a question how much you actually care about that IP.
That's what. That's exactly. See, that's what you're saying. I'm not a big fan. because I don't
You're
want 100%
erasing all the nuance from what I'm saying.
No, there's no nuance. I'm
Okay, that's
dissecting.
fine.
I'm
Everyone
dissecting
else,
what you're
everyone else
saying.
can hear what I'm saying. You feel free to interpret it how you want, Jarhead.
So what you're saying is I'm a fake fan because I don't want 100% accuracy.
You know
guys.
what, Jarhead? You are a fake fan.
Yeah.
You're a fake
See?
fan of Final
See?
Fantasy.
Fake fan.
You're a fake fan of.
See?
You're a fake fan.
I at sometimes can separate art, and I can also separate when I know something, you're trying to represent something and you're wrong on certain aspects. Like you're giving me a fight, you're giving me a scene, you're giving me this kind of Superman from this rendition of this artist, and you have certain stuff wrong. I'm buying this piece knowing this is portraying this particular thing. As a fan, I expect accuracy. If you're giving me this piece from a particular thing in a scene, in a show, in a movie, in a kind of Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman, you're giving me Christopher Reeve Superman, I'm expecting Christopher Reeve Superman. I'm like, why is the belt that way? That's not what Christopher Reeve Superman was supposed to be wearing. Imagine you got Christopher Reeve Superman, he didn't have on the red undies. I'm going to say to myself, he's supposed to have red undies on. That's kind of what I'm saying. Because it's supposed to, they're making that thing supposed to represent, but this piece right here, it may not be from anything. So now I get, okay, they're just using artist, expression. So I'm going in with that. Hey, do I love this character that much that I want to get this piece? Sure.
No, you have a valid point, FBJ. I think also to what Matt was saying, I would say you have a lot more range with doing things that are not like exactly like with comics. You have a lot more range, like American comics, because there's so many iterations of characters. Like you can pick and choose certain aspects. Something like Dragon Ball Z or Final Fantasy, there like at least Final Fantasy 7. There is Final Fantasy 7. Well, I guess not anymore because they got the new remakes. But with Dragon Ball Z, there's Dragon Ball Z. That's what I want to see. Anything else is, at least to me,
Man loves Dragon Balls.
I don't give it.
I mean, there are other versions of Dragon Ball, right? You got Annihilation, and you got some other versions of Dragon Ball.
Didn't happen.
I mean, it's not Akira Toriyama, content, but it's still out there and it's big, and they got like 500 pages and whatnot. So they're kind of branching out of the Dragon Ball and giving like the fan service for what if. That's like the what if, right? Annihilation's like what if, and there's some other versions there. So, and you'll see a lot of Chinese factories doing those characters that weren't in Dragon Ball Z or Super that were in the, the other versions of Dragon Ball. So there's a lot of artist interpretation out there that's just as great. You don't always have to go canon with everything unless you're producing something that's supposed to be canon to that thing, right? Like the MCU. Everybody loves the MCU, but was it canon to the comics? No. X-Men 1, 2, and 3, were they canon to the comics? No, not the outfits especially. You know what I mean? So I think it's just the fan base. And like Matt said, when you see the art and you love the art, no matter if it's canon or not, you're gonna pick it up. It's just how it is.
What we're arguing about now is how much of a purist you want to be, and I think that's just what it is. It's like how much of a purist you want to be.
We also
with certain franchises, I'm like, hell fucking no. It's not canon. I don't want it.
Right. Yeah.
So, but to go back on topic about these statues, right?
Nah, no thanks. Let's keep talking about this. Sorry.
So, except for saying, here's a care, nothing can touch the Prime One, right? That's not the purpose of this show. It wasn't say that Prime One is not the best statues representations of the characters. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of people out there that can't afford $5,000 to spend on the statues that they want of their beloved characters, right? It has nothing to do with which was the best. None of that. I didn't say this was a versus. I didn't say this was, we're going to comparing and contrasting. I'm just saying I'm giving people options of other statues. Because there's not very many licensed companies doing Final Fantasy statues, so where else are you going to go to get your Final Fantasy statues? Maybe the custom world, because they're cheaper, like I said, I'm not saying that Prime Ones aren't the best renditions of the characters. I'm just saying I'm giving people different options.
What other options you got?
Exactly.
But just remember that art grows, and somebody's going to make something better than that Prime One. Right now, the Prime One is hot, but you know what? That doesn't mean that they're going to have QC issues, and maybe the paint's different from what you're looking in the renders. I mean, we've seen that happen with Prime 1 before, right? With the Batman sonar suit. Like, the color was way off from the renders. So now...
No, Will. Prime 1 is the best. Prime 1 is the best. Stop it.
J&D is the best. Where's Marcus at? J&D is the best.
No. Guys, like what you're saying is you're holding them to an unrealistic standard with what you just said. Like, yeah, they're gonna make mistakes sometimes, but how often does Prime One make mistakes?
A good amount.
Compared to the competition.
Not as much as like Sideshow or PCS, but they've made mistakes. Every factory does.
100%.
It depends on the batch. It depends on the runtime. Look, I run a distribution facility, so I know I run product. So it's like some months are good, and if you have a lead time and you can't make that lead time, you're gonna push that product out if it's good or not, and deal with the customers later. It happens.
It happens, but like just looking at the track record, right? And like how much I feel like they put more care into the QC than the competition, right? So the confidence that the people buying from them have is earned.
Right.
But obviously, you're not wrong. They can definitely make mistakes, and they have in the past. But they've earned a certain level of like confidence from their consumer base. People that buy Prime One also buy from Sideshow. They also buy from PCS.
They just mess up that Batman they came out with.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It happens. It's like it just depends on the time frame. Will this Final Fantasy be mint? Let's hope so. Right now, because everybody's on Prime One's jock, I hope it fails. I'm just saying, whatever.
Hey,
if you're spending $5,000 on a statue, possibly $6,000 with shipping, it needs to be perfect, right?
I respect you for that statement just now. I feel like I'm the only other person that said I hope a company fails on stream before. And I respect that statement.
I got that Terminator bus statue coming in, right? In about a month or two, because I'm still paying. Yeah, that you better believe that honor better be accurate and perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's me, because I love T2. I love Terminator. Yeah, the bus. That has to, for me, because like I hear what everybody's saying too, and I'm with both parties, right? Accurate artist interpretation, but there's certain pieces. It's like I said, Terminator. That bus represents that movie, right? So the jacket better be correct.
Yep.
Otto's face better be correct. The glasses better be correct. The shotgun, you know what I'm saying? So there are certain pieces where I'm like, I know this is what you're trying to represent. Give me accuracy, right?
Hey, so Freddie, if it's not, I'll give you half of what you paid for.
That's never leaving.
So that's absolutely, particularly with movies, right? I think with movies you can be really more picky about it, but you can. What do you guys call it? Canon? Like, for example, sometimes you can get away with it in movies. Like, for example, look at I thought about this the other day. Darth Vader, right? The first mythos, contemplation. That was never seen in the movie, right? But it captures the essence of that character completely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would get that too.
It's art.
Great
It's art.
piece.
When it comes down to it, it's art.
Right.
Whether it's 100% there or it's artist interpretation, it's all art, right?
Right. But I guess to an extent, it's not an actor. It's not a real person. So it's, you know what I mean? That's a character, or like you can do something with Darth Maul, right? These are characters that you can do something, even though it's a movie. They're still just characters that that aren't particular actors, which I think also makes a difference too. If it's a person who's an actor, I think that should be pretty accurate to the movie as well.
Yeah, I feel if it's based off of actor or actress, you got to be on point. I kind of give the portrait resin version, like I'd say if it's 85 to 90% accurate on the resin, then I can live with that. But if you're talking silicone, it's got to be close to like 98, or I won't pay the price tag. You know what I mean? So, and obviously I bring up J&D, but there are other groups that are doing silicone 1/3 nowadays that I talk about once in a while. And that's got to be for sure accurate. Like that RDJ or that Arnold bust, if it's not damn near 98% of those guys, it's not going to be worth it. But resin, I could kind of let you slide on that because that's a little tough.
But to me, that's the point of those busts, though, right? Is accuracy. Because when you buy a bust, that you're buying the likeness of the character. You're not buying the suit. You're buying the likeness of said character.
Yes.
When I see a diorama or an actual statue, I'm less apt to hold them to that standard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the bust has no choice but to be that.
With their likeness, even J&D, even if the 1/3, are you just segregating just the bust because it's based off the portrait? Because I think J&D is kind of the whole purpose as well, right? It's that silicone likeness portrait of that person in 1/3. But you got to add suit to it because it's the 1/3, right?
Yeah, it just depends on what you consider, how you collect. Like we were talking about earlier, we all collect differently. So
some people collect the wrong way.
Again, I'm just trying to give people other options.
No such thing.
Collect the wrong way? Did you say collect the wrong way?
Right.
We talking about Matt like that, God.
I'm not pointing fingers, but they live amongst us. They scream amongst us.
Everybody on the marching's everybody's stepping off beat except for my Johnny.
Sometimes you're the only one who's right and everyone in the world is wrong.
Right.
So this one's interesting. It's got punched hair.
Abomination. This is an abomination, Jarhead. Why are you showing this? This is not an option. This is not one of those options you spoke about. This is an abomination.
Maybe this is an option for somebody.
Is this rooted hair?
I don't think it's bad, man.
Yeah, it's rooted hair.
The wrong kind of collector.
Maybe they want
the collector doing it wrong.
Wait, why is this clothes coming off?
Why is nipples pink like that, bro? Get this shit off the screen.
What is happening?
Maybe somebody wants a half-naked Sephiroth. Who knows?
Shit.
Giving them
I
options.
didn't even notice the nipples. Buck went straight for the nipples.
He sure did.
Anorexic.
Some guy, some woman out there is gonna want this piece.
FPJ, you're probably 100% right on that.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of guys who are gonna want that piece too.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah.
This is not an option, Jarhead.
Buck is fronting, man. I know he got a room somewhere that has the display case with the frosted glass.
I bet you this sells out.
Thinking I have that kind of money. I have one collection room. Sorry.
I bet you this sells out.
What does sellout mean? That they sold 50?
I don't think. I think they got 100 or something on this.
This studio, they're like ESs are like hit and miss. I was interested in them in the beginning because they use the same sculptor all the time. And
so I mean, I wouldn't make this like my only Sephiroth, but if I had like other Sephiroth statues, I don't see what's so bad about it. I wouldn't take his clothes off.
I mean, it's not famous.
Nah, it's just not right. It doesn't look right like him. And the art, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. It's missing, like for me, I would say it's missing the essence of the character. This is getting the essence of the character for Advent Children. Like, this feels right for Sephiroth, this specific one on screen.
I will say this one has a weird little thing with it though.
What around what, like his portrait?
No, the base.
The base?
Yeah.
What thing? The base?
This thing.
Baby.
They're bioengineered.
Yes.
I don't know where that baby came from.
So there's a bunch of little Seth Ross.
This remind me of the Superman bus
The
from
Superman
Queen.
bus. It does.
I was thinking that when I saw it earlier.
Yeah, but that one made sense because we know what they were trying to do. With
These
that,
are like
I don't know what
super
this
soldiers,
is.
like they're bioengineered.
I do like the wings on this though.
Oh.
I think the wings pretty dope.
Yeah, I don't see no clear peg on it either.
Exactly.
No.
They have a lot of pieces back there. How many did they make?
Too much.
Yeah, but
Actually, this
More,
isn't that
more,
many.
more than what XM does now, apparently.
1, 2.
yeah.
That's the old XM studio.
For all you know, the ES on this is like 40 to 50.
That baby is creeping me out though.
Yeah, Jared keeps going back and forth. Stop.
Like that.
Are you looking at the baby's
What up,
nipples?
Steve?
Buck?
Come on,
baby,
man. Why you gotta
baby
take
wings.
Get a little
I wonder
baby
how that.
wing.
I wonder how that wing pegs in.
The
How
guys
does
wear
that?
like
Well,
gloves.
that's
too.
silicone, right? Or sculpted?
Yeah.
No,
This
this
is
is no way. This is silicone. That'll be extra.
It's got to be sculpted. Yeah.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's Sephiroth, bro.
It's binary.
I don't remember that scene
Oh,
in the
God.
game.
What's the deal with Sephiroth? Is it a hermaphrodite or something?
No,
Oh my god, man.
no, it's not. Dion just asked the weird question.
Well, y'all keep it. I mean, bro, I don't know this.
So hold up, they got a part A and a part B for this with him with his shirt off and one with it on.
This is
I think
different.
it's a
statue.
different statue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought the
This
same
is-
thing
this
too, FJ.
This is the original one that they came out with. This is the first version.
Right.
I like
Same
more.
group.
Version
Uh,
1.0.
yeah.
You're talking about taking up a lot of space. Look how wide that is. It's got to be like 24, maybe 48 inches wide. With that
They're like-
skull.
They're like,
Yeah, but
fuck
it's-
your
it's
space.
vertical,
They got
though.
the wing. No, not just vertical.
The
Look at
wing and the sword
Look at the sword.
combined.
Taking up
takes
everything.
up its space.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
but
that countertop, man. That countertop's got to be at least 48 inches wide.
This is still one of my favorite versions of Sephiroth that I've seen.
Yeah, but you can put stuff either behind it or
likes
under it.
pieces that are just too big to display.
I wouldn't
easily.
say it's one of my
He
favorites.
likes
It's a
the
waste of
challenge.
space.
Yeah.
I love this. I love it. I love it.
If they made this take up space like vertically, or they put his sword pointing forward, it would be
This-
easier to display.
This is a size comparison.
This is a different one, right? This is
This is version 2.
I like this
Uh,
cloud.
Now we talk.
Cloud.
The background is throwing me off though, man.
Too. I like that Ichigo bust back by Sume Art.
Yeah, that's a dope bust.
Yeah,
They killed that.
See it. We playing
right
speed.
there.
Yeah, that's hot.
They should have made. They should have made a corner store
I
like
saw
that.
Was that Inframan? Right? You guys know who that is, right?
No.
Afro Man?
No.
Jarhead, can you go back to the
You say Afro?
That looks
Man?
great.
Yeah.
This
wasn't that
I
Inframan?
think it does.
it's not. It doesn't feel right.
It's almost better than Prime 1.
comparing it to Prime 1, but
Why can't we?
It's almost better than Prime 1.
because we've already decided that nothing is going to touch Prime 1 right now.
That's what my man in the comments said. Who said it? Was it a Cypher?
Cypher. Little Cypher.
Oh man, no. But honestly, you got to compare it to Prime 1.
No, I don't think so.
Because we keep saying the Prime 1 isn't worth the price. So like, if
It's
all the
not worth the
competition
price.
is,
It's not worth the price.
I agree.
I will say that's not worth
No,
the
no,
price.
guys,
It's
don't,
not worth the
let's not
price.
argue that point because I agree.
Right.
So there's no point in actually arguing that. My point is, if we're gonna keep saying that and all the competition is not close, like, so what is it that is making it not worth the price? Is the question then?
The label.
All of it.
So that right in the back. Who's that guy?
And another thing is, every time we see like a quarter scale version of the character, we're looking at one character and the price of one, and we keep saying the prime one is $5,000, but that's $5,000 for both of them.
So if the Prime 1
Ultraman.
did not exist, you would not have as much of a problem with some of these statues that we've looked at.
Actually, no, I still complain about the portraits. On at least that specific one we saw. I said I like this one on screen. This one.
Oh my god.
This one is
Ultraman.
nice. Where did you see? Oh, okay, I see him.
So,
Ultraman.
Buck, have you heard of Inframan?
No, I've never heard of it from him.
Inframan was
The
before
portrait-
Ultraman.
That portrait that was on screen a second ago is the same. Is from the statue.
No way.
Yes,
Yeah, it's from that statue.
it's from
Exactly.
the same statue.
I guess when you get close up, I don't like it.
I think his biceps weird though. I don't know why they did muscles like that, but
Mm-hmm.
that was a little odd.
I like this. I like this statue a lot. The bike.
I like it too.
Yeah, the bike's dope, but his biceps kind of off, and I think they should have put a little more effort on the base.
You're right about the arm.
Yeah, the arm looks weird.
And he's got big ass hands, and his wrist is weird.
Yeah, see that bicep? That just
Oh, I
that,
see what you're saying.
yeah, it's like 10 body fat or something.
Yeah, like
Jesus Christ! And his face doesn't match the thinness of his his biceps. Like you
Yeah.
think more jaw, like he's got a chunkier face like I do instead of being like chiseled.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that bicep though?
Not
Does anyone
cut,
in the chat know Inframan?
That's right. Inframan was the OG before Ultraman.
I gotta look this up now, Matt. What the hell? Who's Inframan?
There you go. Your vision said this looks better than the Prime One. There you go.
Vision ain't never even played the
I think
damn
he's
game.
trying
We
to
can't
stir
listen to what he gotta say.
Inframan? Oh my goodness.
See, Buck, you thought you knew something, didn't you?
This is from
down.
1975.
Sit down. Sit down. Hold my
That's
beer.
20 years before I was born.
Yeah, his
All right.
hands look big, but that portrait's pretty good.
There's a lot of detail on this.
Yeah, for sure. Is that mixed media there, Jarhead? It looks like it, huh?
I don't
No,
think
I
it
think
is.
it's
It looks like it,
sculpted.
but I don't think it is.
Sculpted? Shit,
Yeah.
that looks good. I mean, the belt, the belt and the clip and stuff like that, it looks
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Look at the creases right here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm like William. You sure that's sculpted?
Yeah, it's sculpted. Even the detail on the bike is dope.
I feel like they threw in a bunch
Yeah.
of random bolts into places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't look as good as that belt. That
No.
chainmail.
And they painted everything one color to make
Yeah,
it
they
easier
just
to
sprayed it
tell.
on.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, the more and more you look at these certain pieces, the more and more you'll find things that don't make sense,
Yeah.
or where they cut corners. So they probably implemented a lot on him and his portrait, and then they kind of started lacking when they start coming down the line.
Yeah. Things like mechanical stuff, very, very difficult to design. You
And
gotta
paint.
be really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Vision
no.
says this is a Prime 1 killer.
Man, Vision don't know what he's talking about.
that bike. I remember we did that Ghost Rider face off on a stream a while back. Man, there was a lot of detail on some of those bikes, man.
Yeah.
Wow, you're on well with that.
Well, with that Batman on bike.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. Ram, I'm not with you
Um,
on that. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Man, look at this detail right here. Look at this. Look at that. That's dope.
You see a little worn out spot too.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, this
Oh,
piece
that's for Vision.
nice.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So I guess you can take him off and put him on his own little stand too.
That's because you can buy him without the bike.
Yeah.
Is this the same statue? Why do I feel like they're hiding
Is
his
it-
arm?
Same
It's the same. It's the same statue.
I can't I keep trying to see his arm, the messed up anatomy there.
Yeah, because they know better, so they took a picture on the other arm, so you don't see it.
His wrist is broken. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I didn't
So here's
see it.
another diorama-esque, but you can separate them like you were talking about earlier.
Even this one has more personality and than the Prime One Piece. The
Is it
only
me
problem
or
with this is missing a wing. I mean, the wing is not accurate to the scene. It's just a badass thing to have on there.
He has a wing though, right?
Not on this particular scene. No.
No, I just mean the character has a wing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It can come out whenever
It
you want.
appears. It appears.
Yeah. Sometimes.
They should have put the baby wing on this one. Just a little baby wing.
I like that pop of color.
Like
Yeah.
Namor.
Yeah, like Namor. Little baby wings. When you see pieces like this, like Cloud here, you guys worry about the leaning issues? Because I mean, he's already leaning.
I worry about that portrait, man. God damn.
Man, what is wrong with the portrait?
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that character? I don't know who that is.
God, man.
Twin brother. That's just too much of a lean for me. Like I would be worried about that.
Depending on the scale, like
It depends on how heavy he is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, but definitely the way he pet. Come on, man. Who is Dion? Who is this?
It's Cloud.
Come on, bro.
2.0.
God damn.
This is a Prime 1 killer right here.
That's right.
Send it back.
You got me thinking, man.
He's
The
saying
only
5,000 though.
leaning piece I got is a Sideshow Wolf.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's nothing about costing 5,000.
We know why. We know why it doesn't cost 5,000. It looks like they're using like glass eyes at this, and it makes
does have glass eyes.
it makes the portrait look even more uncanny because it has this kind of
It
gap.
has glass eyes in it, though. It does.
Yeah. The eyelids are too thick.
The eyelids?
Yeah, because you have this kind of weird like distance between the eyeball and the edge.
I'll agree with that. That's some thick eyelashes there.
One second. I share something. Y'all see that?
Blurry.
What the hell is it?
Is that a Prime 1 killer?
What kind of video is this? Trying to give us epilepsy? Seizures? Oh man.
That's the diorama from earlier.
I can't tell yet.
Oh yeah, I figured that
The
out.
the camera guy is having fun.
But that's the size of it. It's huge.
Oh yeah, he's trying to be dramatic with it. It's just giving me a headache.
Oh, it's looping. I was like, what? When did it... Oh my goodness.
No, that's a big piece.
Yeah. It's definitely quarter scale.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out and it's gonna be underscaled.
What is it?
You ever thought about that? Like doing a diorama to where, say, there's multiple characters and you can have the pieces, like we were talking about, facing each other, but not necessarily next to each other, or you know what I'm saying? Or you can have them next to each other, but they could be at different parts of your collection. But yet, it still creates the diorama from a something or something.
I feel like there've been pieces like that where you can slot the base into like a predetermined slot of like a character.
Yeah, but due to the, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there has been, and I've got a couple of 1/6 pieces like that, right? But due to the size of a quarter scale, you wouldn't want them to be so big like that, but you can separate them, but yet it still creates the diorama, but yet it's still, you know, or if you wanted to put them together, you could, but you know.
Like those Iron Studio Sentinel pieces?
Yeah, exactly. Or like the Sentinel pieces, but imagine that being bigger, but you can spread it out.
So you mean more like proximity pieces that can merge together?
Yeah.
If you wanted to merge them together, or you could, you know what I mean?
I mean, I've seen them mainly in the STL world, where they'll have separate characters, and their own separate base, and then they offer one single base where you can just diorama the hell out of everything. So that's an interesting take. But I've only seen it in STL world. I actually seen a video earlier today where someone printed something like that out, and they were holding it, and it was all painted and stuff, and it looked tight. It was an anime piece, but it looked really tight. So,
but it's small though, right? They're what, 1/6 or something like that?
Yeah, they're 1/6, but I mean it's an STL. You could do quarter scale. I know somebody that printed out a 6-foot Galactus, and had it sent to him. So there's another person, I can't remember his name, Luis something. He's on Facebook, and he prints them out all the time at human size. He printed out a cell is like 8 foot tall, you know. So
Yeah.
This looks sick.
yeah, this piece is sick. Yeah.
Where is this from? Is this like Ninja
What is
Gaiden,
it?
Strider?
It's Overwatch.
This is
Video game.
Genji?
Genji.
No fucking way. This is Genji.
It's a Genji,
Yeah.
bro.
You know, I was about to complain it's not accurate, but it looks dope. So, FJ, maybe you have a point.
My
It's
God.
not canon.
Got him.
Now he's
FJ,
okay.
maybe you have
Though.
a
Now he's
point.
okay with it.
Got
Look
it.
at
But you know
You
the
know what?
thing.
You know what's funny?
Bob just got woke.
I didn't think you would like this statue at all.
You
That's
know, you
dope.
know what I gotta say? It must mean I'm not a real fan.
Tell him
Yeah,
that,
this is
PJ.
Genji. This looks dope, dude. I like this a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty.
What I'm
Damn, I
looking
can't
at.
believe this is Genji. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It's
I
annoying
have
you
no
can't see
idea
his
what I'm
face.
looking at. Can somebody explain?
It's annoying you can't see his face, but this is when
Down, I
he's
felt
using
the
his
same,
ult.
man.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So this is Genji when he's using his ult in Overwatch. So
His what?
his
Ult.
ultimate,
That's like a what's that? That's like his chi.
his ultimate ability. So he like he flourishes his sword around himself, and a dragon appears like swirling around him,
Huh.
and then
In
yeah.
my time, it's
Oh,
called
no,
chi.
that sounds like to me a ripoff of Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. That's what that sounds like.
Very plausible, honestly.
So let me. Is it to me? It's all blended. The paint is just too. Everything's just blended in. Everything's like red
Yes.
or kind of right.
Exactly.
It's
Is his chi or what you call it, his Hulk? His bolt?
it
Bolt?
uses a lot of analogous hues on this, so it's like
No. In whatever this is, whatever Genji does, is his dragon red like this?
no, it's green. If he has a bunch of skins that changes the way some of his abilities look like, but there's nothing that looks like this as far as I can tell. Like when I play this game like pretty much every day.
Oh, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's down. It's a game.
Okay.
I can't
sure.
even tell what
We
skin
can
this
go with
is.
that.
I don't think this is a specific skin. I think he and like also his arm is not exposed like that. He's like mostly just all cyborg, like almost fully robot.
Does he change from human to robot, or is he's just?
Oh,
Why would
actually,
they have an arm?
I know what skin this is. I think this is the Black Watch skin for Genji.
What do you mean? So, Buck, when you say skin, what do you mean skin?
Oh man, this is the Black Watch skin for Genji.
Different costume.
Oh, yeah, different costumes.
Different costume, yeah. Yeah, this is the Black Watch skin for Genji. If anyone plays it, this is the Black Watch skin.
Okay.
And Black Watch is like let's think about an assassin organization. They do like wet work, more or less.
Okay. Like the Hand from Daredevil.
Yeah, but like they're not all ninjas or anything like that. They're more like a criminal organization.
Like the Hand.
So
Yeah, I guess so.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I thought these were kind of cool. Like they're kind of like trading cards, but like 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Are they digital or are they actual?
The actual.
Is this a statue?
Yeah.
How big is this thing?
I think
It's
it's
like-
gonna be almost
something Steve would
6
get.
scale.
It's got to be like a 110
It
card.
does look like
You
something
think so?
Steve would get.
I would say if it's a trading card somewhat, I think it'd be probably the size of a trading card. It's got to be
No,
like,
I think they're bigger.
I think they're bigger.
like a comic.
Yeah.
I'm-
probably
I've
not
never-
as
Maybe
big.
not as big as a comic, but also these characters themselves are not like human sized. These monsters.
Yeah. I got you.
That'd be cool if they were actual card size and people would collect them or like have a like the Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? And then you have
Then
some
they
rare,
have to be like smaller than 110, if that was the case.
and then you have rare pieces, right? That they only made a run of like maybe 50.
League of Legends.
Oh, this is the Prime 1 killer.
Oh, that's the one that is on Sideshow like seconds, I think, or something.
Yeah. Misfortune. That's her name.
All I saw was that Super Saiyan 4 back there.
Oh wow! Can you scroll up, Jarhead? Let's see the goodness. I
Right
guess
here?
not.
Is that a switch out?
Oh man, there's
Yeah.
something about her face. She looks like dead, like a doll.
Oh my God, what is it with you and faces tonight?
It's the most important part of the statue.
Jeez.
Look at it. She looks like blank.
likes
Her
his
she
facials.
has a blank stare, like that. Like someone stole
That
her
looks like
soul.
an XM face. That's
Buck
an
likes-
XM face. That's all.
Buck likes his facials. What can I say?
Oh my god!
I think it's a pretty statue.
No, it
They
looks
should-
like
should've given
everything,
her like a
everything looks
smirk.
crisp.
They should have gave her a smirk or some emotion in the face. I get where Buck's coming from. They should have gave her a little bit more emotion. They should have gave her Goku's emotion, the one back behind her.
Oh yeah. That would work with this, honestly. Like make her look like she's up to some mischief, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Is that part of her character? Like she's like that?
Yeah.
It's her character.
Yeah, it's another video game
Yeah.
statue. She's a pirate.
I mean, the base is pretty tight with the light up. Oh,
Yeah.
there's Madara. You got Madara right there.
Really good.
I like this character, like the design of him a lot. I don't know anything about him, but I like the design of him.
I don't know anything about him.
I was about to call this an abomination.
Why?
It looks,
It's an
it looks
abomination. Better than Prime
It
One
looks
is an
good.
abomination.
It looks good. It looks good.
Is that
I mean-
water that he's doing?
No.
No,
No.
that's fire.
Yeah, it's like a flame.
Yeah, they got a technique in his clan called Susanoo.
So it's blue flame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They each one's got a different flame. There's like purple flame, black flame. It just depends on which person in their race you're talking about in the anime. So this is Naruto. So that's
Is this-
Madara, like the big bad.
Is his skin cracked?
He's
Yeah.
so in this version of him, he's undead. They brought him
Yeah.
back to life, and the technique that brings them back to life, this is how you know they're zombified, and they're like their eyes, the sclera becomes black.
But he's still just as powerful as he was when he was a human. So he's like the big bad in Naruto.
I don't know. I like the colors and everything. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now here we go. Now we're getting down to something.
Who's this guy?
Move on.
What's his face?
This-
What's
This isn't Magneto though, Dion.
Yeah, but if
it's
it's
a badass
Magneto,
piece.
Dion would pick it up and like, hey, that's Magneto's cape. I want.
Right.
I gotta give credit to badass piece, whether it's Magneto or not.
This how Dion sits when he's trying to figure out the next Magneto piece to buy.
What's wrong with his face, Buck? Come on.
I know it looks terrible. Like that's what he's
What's
thinking. I
wrong
know
with
it
his
looks
face?
terrible. I'm gonna have to buy this Magneto. My favorite portrait on this one is one of the ones that look like the classic
This is my favorite portrait.
with the big brows.
You like the Kirby?
Yeah,
This is my
yeah.
favorite.
I like the movie portrait of this one actually.
That one's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I like the movie
Yeah,
portrait.
that's how I'll be posting it.
When are you doing the unboxing for this? For the prototype?
March 8th.
March 8th. So if everybody wants to see the prototype in person, tune in March 8th.
How does it compare in size to? Didn't Prime One just come out with one or something?
Yo, I gotta admit, the eyes on this one is just like super,
Yeah.
super another level.
I think the Prime one was a 1/3, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was huge. when,
Yeah,
they
I
said-
seen a review, but I can't remember if it was 1/3 or if it's quarter. This
I
is a
think
quarter.
it's quarter. I think it's quarter.
The Prime one is quarter. Yeah,
I think so.
But it's still massive, man.
Yeah, that one's a big piece. Yeah, I'm really down with this port. This is the one I like the most out of all of them.
Yeah, the eyes.
Yeah.
I like
Which
the
reminds
pose
me
a
of
lot.
the
Yeah. I think that's the Kirby right there.
Now you can still make this smaller, right?
Yeah, you could remove the platform. So you see how the platform sticks out and has the two stands on the back. You can remove the platform and the stands, and just have him on the seat. And the stands, I don't believe they're pegged; they just sit there, so you can just move those wherever you want.
You guys nailed the light up. That's a really good light up on there.
Yeah, it looks great. Well, I mean, the person that painted and did the photography did an amazing job. So
It looks like moving magma. Like, it's really nice.
Liquid hot magma.
well, this piece, the light up feature is supposed to have a control, so you can change the color of the lighting on it. I believe. I'm not quite sure. I'll know when I get it in, and I'll look at it. But I believe you can change the coloring, you can change the speeds, you can change all kinds of stuff on the lighting.
It's like new 52 Dark Side, right?
Yeah.
The Tweeterhead version looks better than this, though.
Come on, man.
That's a joke.
So,
as the Tweeterhead as what it is, I think it looks great for a museum pose and Dark Side as a classic. I think it looks really good.
Really, I don't like it at all.
I think
I like the pose they chose for that.
I need some texture.
well, there.
Well, I mean-
So I was gonna say, are there any issues or something like hands not matching up on this particular one? Are the fingertips? Will there be any gaps, spaces in between, or how was the production of that? Or
we won't know until it comes in and I do the live unboxing, and then what I'll end up doing is just because they asked me to take notes, I'll just take notes of everything. And then ship it back to the factory and tell them, hey, these are the QC issues. And that's the whole point of a prototype, right? You look at the prototype, you find all the defects, and then you fix it up. And then you make sure that, all the dots, all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and hopefully it gets to people's hands. I can't wait to get mine in because, I got it PO'd as well. So once I get mine in, I'll be excited. But we'll see. This is I would say it's the second proto I received from a different group. So I did Parasite from a different group. They sent that to me, and I did a proto. So I'm super excited with this. I mean, look at the eyes on that thing, man. It's like Jesus, man. It looks so good, and the helmet lights up. So that's a cool.
I was
that's
about
a cool
to
little
ask
piece.
that as well.
So I believe all the eyes, maybe not this one, maybe so. They all light up with all the helmets. So that's gonna be cool. And just the paint detail on this is phenomenal.
I like the patina on this.
Yeah.
It's more detail on that than on some entire statues.
Here, let me ask you a question, Buck. Do you think this thing's worth $5,000 or the Prime One's worth $5,000?
Oh man, $5,000, definitely not. I don't think any of the statues we've ever seen, quarter scales, are worth $5,000.
Is the face accurate, Buck?
Like I said, I like the Kirby portrait. Is it accurate? Yeah, these are accurate portraits. Which one do I like?
This is the Dion sculpt right here.
Oh, man. I think the main things that stand out is really looking really good. They get the shade of blue for his suit. The light up is really nice, and I think the way they've chosen to paint the portrait and the teeth on this,
and the price point that this came out to was phenomenal.
Yeah, look at that Kirby portrait. That's where it's at.
Yeah, that portrait up on the back, the far left, that was a Jim Lee concept portrait. They never really use it in a comic, but Jim Lee did do a painting of it, and that's that portrait right there.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Kirby portrait.
See, how even on the Kirby head, you got those cracks, those 3 cracks. That's literally, you literally see that on the art. I can remember an art piece where the cracks going across his face, those are there. Yeah, that nice job, nice attention to detail. There was a clearer picture of the spheres at the back that looked good.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
If you have any.
No. But this came out really, really good.
So
I can't wait to see the prototype unboxing.
Yeah, the back of the throne, it was missing. There's a little dark side, looking up at the planets. So that back of the
really?
yeah. So if you look at the back of the throne, there's all these planets that are being destroyed, and he's like right in between the two mountainsides, right there, looking up at the planet. So, destroyed planet. So, but it's missing there on a picture. But I do recall it on the render picture. It was there.
Somebody's doing a Wolverine versus Hulk. There's 3 different versions of this.
Looks familiar.
Yeah.
Way better than the other one though.
What is that? What is that? Did he spill milk on his feet?
Yeah.
Is that yogurt?
It's 2%.
Oh man, I'm not feeling like it's.
I'm not feeling the yogurt feet, man. I'm sorry.
Do you see Hulk's head? Does it feel like his neck is missing or something? Like glimpse from the front. Oh, that's a nice Delato portrait.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think his neck is missing.
No, like the next picture, Jarhead, 45 maybe. Yeah, look at his head looks weird. The size of his head and the length of his neck. It looks like
because
it's compressed.
his right shoulder is coming up, man.
No, that's not why. Look at his trap
God.
on the other side. There's not enough. I don't know, man. It looks weird to me.
I think it looks fine.
You think a lot
I think it's too much. It reminds me too much of Sideshow. Like I think they should have went a different route with that. It looks too much like Sideshow. All they did was change the base and put yogurt feet.
Oh,
Buck,
man.
I think you're saying his trap is too hitting the back of his head too much, right?
Yeah, his head feels compressed, like they just squashed it into like.
Yeah.
This bothers me right here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Where's his
no
elbow?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no just
Right
overlap
there
of
where your
muscle.
cursor is.
That is his elbow right there.
Right where
No,
your
but
cursor
his forearm is is on his bicep, not his.
So you got a few different head sculpts. The long.
I think the red one is the way to go.
That X-Force Delato is nice.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
The base is different too. I don't know if y'all caught that. Still
Yeah.
snowy.
That's yogurt on his feet.
Yeah.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
how you gonna go from the detail of that dark side to this? I mean, it's like 2 different worlds.
Man, this is not a bad statue. Y'all hating on this piece. I don't know why.
Dion,
Bro.
you like some things. You like a lot of pieces, man. It's like, come on, become a more discerning individual.
Man, everybody says I'm too hard on statue anyway. I think I'm fair.
I'm not. Okay, this is me. Like you go from that dark side, as how that looked as a piece, right? The detail, the texture, the pose, the concept, everything. I get this is an iconic Wolverine versus Hulk, but that's artwork versus I'm putting this on my kit on a
Okay.
cake.
Well, shutting down the show, guys. Shutting down the show. Nothing else can follow that statue. So that's it. That's all for the show.
You know what it could be too, guys. It's. I mean, the dark side we saw it's an actual proto painted by a professional, all that good stuff. This is a render, right? So I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement. Let's say the commissioner of the custom group that's watching us talk about this piece in a positive light will make changes and be like, okay, what is their opinion? What are people saying? Okay, get rid of the yogurt feet. Let's just put, some yogurt around the trim of the boots and not up the boots because it doesn't flow like snow. I know it's snow, but it doesn't look like that. The application was poor in my opinion in terms of it. Now Wolverine's looking pretty tight, pretty much most of them. This is a pretty cool portrait. The Kirby's look all right.
This is straight from a comic book panel right here.
I love
Right.
the texture.
Right. So, I mean, that's the whole point of, like, in my opinion, and maybe Jarhead agrees about talking about these customs and bringing them to light because our opinions matter to people that are going to purchase these certain pieces. I don't care for the Red Hulk's portrait. Honestly, I think the shape of his head looks odd. But, that's just one man's opinion. Now, whoever's going to PO this piece and they all say the same thing, maybe the commissioners should, bring it to light and make some changes.
You think they tried to make his head look like Harrison Ford?
Nah, that don't look like no Harrison Ford. Can you zoom in on that?
No,
It
like
looks-
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It looks like a red Kirby. Like it doesn't, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I love the XM Red Hulk and I love that portrait. I think it looks really good. So
I really dig this.
It looks like that guy from Stargate.
what, Kratos?
The guy that also played Hercules in some movie. I'll find out his name.
Think Kevin Sorbo?
No, not Kevin.
Now, are these just all three different statues, or does Hulk have a switch out? I mean, you know what I mean?
I
There's
think
no
it's
switch
pretty
out for
different.
Hulk. There's no switch
So
out for
what?
Hulk. Just Wolverine.
But they're three different statues, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to see someone commission a Hulk versus Wolverine where he tears him in half, like canon, you know, in the comic.
Yeah.
You know, something canon, please.
That was
Okay,
Ultimate
whoa,
Universe.
what was that?
That was Ultimate Universe. So if you want to say that's canon or not, I don't agree, but whatever.
Hey, if it was an animated series too, it's canon. Come on.
He ain't ripping no Wolverine in half. I'm sorry.
Why
That's-
not?
that's what-
Does
that's
he
what-
have does he have adamantium on the disc
joint?
between his spine?
That's my boy. That's why.
Wasn't there a custom? Was there a custom where he's coming down on his back, like in the cartoon?
Damn, no one's coming on anyone's back, man.
No.
Anyways,
Only Bane versus
continuing.
Batman.
Oh my
Continuing.
God.
Hey, speaking of Conan,
Here you go, Matt.
Oh, this looks
Yeah, I like
dope.
this.
that was good. Man, look at them delts, dude. Jesus. I like that base. The base is pretty cool. I like the blood splatter. You got some
Yeah,
good
I hope PCSs come out something like this.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Paint is really good.
Yeah, that is really good.
I like this statue a lot, actually.
Me too.
This is what
See,
PCF should have
if we would have stopped the show, Matt, you never would have seen this one.
But coming off the detail of that dark side, though.
Well, I mean, you know, it was just a switch of the eyes.
This is dope. This is a dope piece, I think.
Yeah.
Now this
You go.
I love. This
Yeah,
I want 1,000% if it gets made.
I hear it's in the air.
Yes, I talked to the commissioner about it already, so he's working on some things.
I
trying to
didn't
get
think it
made.
was going to get made, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I actually talked to the concept artist as well that helped with this and the painter, and I asked him about the flames and stuff, and that's the my complaint about this is the render is so good with the flames. I don't think you can match it in paint or clear resin or anything. It's just I think what we see here is what we're gonna want. Now, in terms of the skull, the clothing, the texture, yeah, sure, why not? But the flames is going to be very challenging, and if they don't get it right, people are going to be disappointed. I
Did
just
they take a
got it.
page out of XM's book? Because I thought XM did flames really, like fire and stuff really well.
Yeah, Tiger J did flames really good too with their
Oh,
piece.
yeah.
The thing with the Tiger J one though is that looked good unlit or lit. You know,
Yeah.
the paint on it looked really good.
Yeah,
Unlit and lit. I think that they should do something similar to that to this.
yeah,
That's the key to a good light up is that it
Yeah.
looks good unlit too.
yep. Not like that sideshow, but I keep hearing that's a grail now, so I don't know.
Apparently, some people think so.
Hey, you go on eBay, it's like $5,000 for that sideshow Ghost Rider. I'm like, what? Man, I might as well
But
get
you can list it for whatever you want. Nobody's buying
for
it.
the Ghost Riders.
Actually, Dion, people were buying.
Nobody bought that damn thing for no $5,000
There were some sold listings that you could check.
Yep, on eBay. Go ahead and check it.
for $5,000. Somebody
Not
paid for it.
$5,000, but well over 2,000.
Yeah.
I think there was one that was sold for $3,000.
$3,000.
There ain't no way, man.
And right there, I'll agree with Buck. If I'm gonna spend $3,000 on that sideshow rider, I might as well get the Final Fantasy duo.
Basically.
Might as well just go the extra mile.
This statue though, man, I'm really impressed by this statue. Like the motion, like you can see it in
Yep.
the statue.
The,
Like
you see his head from the side. It looks like he has a distended neck. So they need to drop. They need to drop the head down some more, because it's like his neck is too long. Think about the distance between where his jaw is and where like the base of the neck would have to be. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I see it.
Just a few tweaks, but like the way this is posed very dynamically. There's a lot of flow in this.
Yeah.
The gesture is strong. It's really nice. I think the fire on the head. I like the approach to sculpting the fire.
Yeah.
I'd say like the fire on the base needs some more work. It doesn't feel as expressive as what's on his head. And then his ankle also feels broken on that leg. And it's like its tibula and fibula is like
on the left.
They're too long. You see from his knee to his ankles, like the length there, that's too long. They need to work on that.
Yeah, it feels like they when they did the sculpt, they didn't do like a nude human anatomy and put the clothes around it. It's like they sculpted the clothes with it, so you don't get the distance right, as the anatomy should be. So it looks a little offset. I don't know, maybe that front view looks a little different, maybe, but the side view, I can see what he's saying.
Yeah,
What do
just
you guys think
adjust
about,
the proportions.
The color, like the reflection of the fire? You think that's actually going to be on there, or
no.
This is still render.
Yeah,
and even the light source for the scene is not. The light isn't coming from the fire itself. It's like you're not seeing the light source. It's just off screen.
The touch they do with the chain, how it's glowing. I hope they do that too, either with paint or some way. But I hope they do that.
You know what? Like that looks like it was done. Like it's a post-processing effect. So when you finish rendering your scene, you take it to Photoshop, and it looks like you just use color dodge on the chain to make it look like it's glow. So hope like that would be very difficult to do, unless like you could just paint it that way.
Yeah,
but if you want it,
that's what I want. I want it painted that way.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Do we think the chain's going to be that way, like the reflection?
I mean,
as long as it looks good, I don't mind the paint and not actually lit up.
Yeah, normally, I mean, rule of thumb is if you show a render, you're supposed to get everything that's in that render, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's how the chain looks and that's how the paint's supposed to be, I would assume that the black on there, they're going to paint that glow on there, like to give it the glowing effect, because that's how light works. Now, are they transitioning the light correctly? Potentially not. So whoever's a master painter in the factory's got to look at it and be, okay, this is all lit up. Or they put a light effect, then you don't have to paint the suit. You just turn on the battery and let it do its thing. I love this portrait. I like this half skull.
Damn. Yeah, I feel like if they're going to do half like this, then the fire shouldn't be on the side where his face is still human.
Right
you know
here.
what I'm saying?
Oh, you talking about like the back
see how he has fire still on the right side? I don't think the fire should be consuming him in that way. Like to make it look like a proper transformation, I think you should still see more of like his human neck showing.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
I like the eye glowing too a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope this statue gets made, because I'll be first in line to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, but like these changes honestly aren't that hard to do. Like, let's say right now this is still in poly stage. I mean, I'm pretty sure when they do the half human face, you just take the flames off, just erase all that. I know I'm making it sound like it's easy, like you just erase it. It's not. It's a process. But if they want to go the extra mile and take you guys' criticism to heart, they can make this a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the neck here, Buck? Does it look better?
It's something that you see from a certain angle, like but his head, like I said, it's too far away from the base. Like just look, if he closed his mouth and you looked at the bottom of his jaw, he has a really long neck.
Yeah, I can see that. After you mentioned it, I could tell that the proportions are a little too long. You're right.
Even the size of the skull.
Yeah, you shorten it a little bit.
Like if you look at the size of the skull, like imagine where the back of the skull will be and the position of the head in that. right? It just needs to make a few tweaks to proportions, the length of the shins, the like size of the head, the placement, like where you want to put it over, like in terms of the length of the neck there.
Yeah.
And those things will like really elevate it. It's just like this needs some direction. Someone to be like, hey, adjust these things. Because when you're sculpting something like this, you're working on the same project, looking at the same thing for hours and hours.
Yeah,
But it gets to a point where you just don't see it. You don't see these kind of things anymore. You're not checking for them. But someone who sees them with fresh eyes can like point it out for you.
So, Buck, question: does that bother you? The bottom of that base there, just being like that round black, would transitioning more flames or rocks around it make it a little cleaner?
It doesn't bother me, but I know like it's not the preference for a lot of people. I would say get it off because it doesn't have to be there, and you could make a more interesting base. And I would say try and avoid doing something round, like get a more like amorphous shape,
like jaggedness to it.
Yeah.
I feel like with anime you could get away with round, but I don't know, Marvel and DC just doesn't seem to work. I know there's some custom groups that love that plain black round base, you know. But yeah, I just feel that maybe there needs to be a little bit more. Maybe get that black out of there and put some more flames.
It just looks like he's on a lazy Susan. You know?
Yeah, it does.
And just when you look at the ratios in terms of character to like base ratio, that the width of that base, it feels unnecessary. Like I feel like I could crop it in some more. Or unless you have something more visually interesting to say than just a round black disc, then I think you should chop it in. Like it doesn't need to be that big. I don't like the ratios.
I like the statue a lot.
No, it's a great piece. Don't get me wrong. What is that?
A nasty X-Man.
This is a long shot. You hardly ever see this character made. Well, I haven't ever seen it made. Matter of fact, so
what in the world? Who is
Long
this?
Star, right?
The world.
Long shot.
Yeah.
Well, that's a long shot from being sold.
Wow.
That gives me STL vibes. That's got to be an STL. That can't be.
It is an STL.
Okay. Then I'll let it slide. It's an STL.
I just, like I said, I've never seen this character made, so.
I like all those folds radiating from the center of his crotch.
Because he's got some tight ass pants. That's cool.
Yeah.
Another character that you don't see made very often.
Yeah,
I like when they put characters in this pose.
Yeah. Magneto's in that pose a lot.
I dig the character a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's not too bad. That's STL also. That's not too bad.
Yeah. This is the little STL section that we're doing right now.
Nice.
Yeah, this is pretty hot.
And this is a 1/10 scale. So, but the cool thing about STL is you just print it to quarter if you want.
I feel like they lose their detail. Maybe it depends on who's working on it, I guess.
And it depends on the level of detail they put on it in the first place, right?
You'll see more detail the bigger the print you do. But as for a 1/10 scale, I mean, for what it is in STL, it's pretty detailed. Look at the texture on the suit, right? Where the abs and the pants. Look at the cables, all the electrical coming through. I mean, it's fairly detailed enough for an STL.
Like you're saying, Buck. I dig this pose a lot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hot.
When you're like when it comes to like the detail for like the 3D sculpts, Dion, all that matters is when they're exporting it out of ZBrush and they're trying to make it like low enough resolution for the printer, they'll use decimation, and that's kind of where you decide what how many triangles you want on the model.
Like
and
the
so
details, you mean?
Yeah, basically it just determines the level of detail, like, and you can only go within a certain range because printers can only take a file of a certain it's called triangles because it's a polygon, so like the number of faces on the piece, on the model, that's the level of detail. I did not explain that well.
I think I get it.
Let's see here. Dion wanted me to share this real fast.
Now this is how you should do the wing, if like without taking too much
Yeah.
horizontal space.
Yeah. And that I agree with, right? You're not taking a width out of your display, and it's all right with vertical. Like you can go, assuming you can go as tall as you want, depending on the module case you have. Let's say you have a module case like a 160,
or if it's even like an open display, right?
Yeah. Like I have my Superman Hush is 40 inches tall, and he's like on the top of my shelf because like the ceiling's a little high, right? And he's like the tallest piece I have next to Fabok 1000. So this works well because he's condensed in terms of width and depth.
Yeah, this is a space saver, but still manages to be like, dynamic enough and badass.
It's funny because it like twists, like the whole statue does like this twisting motion. I don't know if y'all see
It's like a salute with his wing.
Yeah.
Like the infinity sign.
Yeah.
That's just hot, man.
Yeah, that's a good piece. That's a Prime 1 killer right there.
They're all Prime 1 killers because they're not $5,000.
Today they're all Prime 1 killers. Yeah.
The only people making a killing is Prime 1 with their prices.
That's true.
I guess because people are buying them no matter what, apparently. So
yeah, no matter what.
Let's see here. One more thing before we get out of here. I just wanted to show this video. I thought this statue was pretty cool. Y'all see that?
Yeah. You see it. Goku.
Oh, I need to get the Goku. I don't have it yet. I'm trying to, but I got the
Good look. It's already selling for a lot of money, like on the aftermarket.
How
People are
much
selling
you see it for?
Like three, 4 grand, I think.
On eBay?
People, the pre-orders and stuff.
If it's on eBay, it's not real.
Is this the Sume art one?
No.
It's
This
White
is
Hole.
Black Hole.
White Hole?
White Hole.
White Hole? I know that guy. I'll talk to him for you.
Nah, he's out of them. I asked him. He doesn't have any in stock. Maybe if you can talk to him and he can find some. Like I want the quarter scale EX. Like that's the one I wanted.
You like this one more than the Tusami?
Sume?
Yeah.
Sume's Goku. I don't like it. A lot of people will tell you the Sume is much better, and then a lot of people will tell you this is much better. For me, this is much better because I like the portrait on this much more. Between Sume and this group does stuff that looks like the manga, and then Sume like tends to follow the anime. With the anime stuff, like to me that's still not Akira Toriyama's art. Right. It looks good, but like for me, I love the manga. That's what it's supposed to look like. So this is my thing. The texture is a bit like excessive on his skin, but I still love the piece.
Yeah, Sume art's usually like for the big fans. They feel that that's like the Prime 1 of anime.
Yeah, it has epilepsy.
Man, I need this piece. I messed up. I didn't order it when I had the chance.
Let me talk to some people, Buck, and I'll see if I can get you one.
I'm like, go ahead. Like, if you can find it, I'm happy. I'll like take it.
Okay.
But this is the version I want, the one with this base, because there's another version with a different base, and I want the quarter scale version. It comes with 2 other heads and an extra bust. Okay. So like those are the ones I would want.
What about that? Hey, leave it right there. Oh, I was gonna say that Player 1 Goku, right there, right next to it.
That's what you call an abomination.
That one looks like the Emerald City on Wizard of Oz.
You don't like that Goku, that Ultra Instinct?
I don't like any Dragon Ball pieces from Player 1, but like it doesn't look awful. It's just not right. Like it's if we think so, if you think about, is it a well executed statue? Yes. Is it a good Dragon Ball statue? No.
I don't think it's bad, and I think the portrait's good. I just my pet peeve of the portrait looking down like that.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like the positioning of it. Like I'm kind of like you. I want to see that portrait, and he's kind of hiding under his hair, and he's ducked down. But
I think their stuff is too expensive for what it is. Like you could get so much better from other groups, right? And
I'll disagree with one thing. I got their Hiei on pre-order, and I can't find a better one than that one. I'm sorry, I can't. I've looked.
The Hiei they have is good. Have you seen the one from Mana Sum?
I've seen almost every.
It's not the same scale. It's a licensed piece from. I'll show it to you after. But I know the Hiei from them. It looks great. It looks great.
I absolutely love that piece. I pre-ordered it. So, but I've looked for a Hiei forever. I mean, I watched it when they first came out. Yu Yu Hakusho's my top anime, nostalgic wise. And I love Dragon Ball, but Yu Yu Hakusho and Hiei was just the one. And when I saw their piece, I was like, I gotta have that quarter scale. And I know it's massive.
The dragon, they nailed that shit.
They nailed it. And with the purple hues and the black, oh my god, that's gonna look so good. Yeah.
Well, that's all the pictures I got, guys. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, look at, or anything?
Why is it that Dion likes everything? We need to help this man. We need to help this man develop some discernment.
Man, most
Dion would love a Magneto with the Omni-Man portrait. If it had the Omni-Man portrait, the thick ass mustache. As long as he got the helmet and he looks like Magneto, I'm buying it.
I'm buying it.
Dion has a problem seeing faces. He can't see them. All he cares about is
you keep comparing shit to that Prime 1 set, man.
We all like what we like, but we all like what we like.
We all like what we like. Yeah, that's true.
Buck was having a wet dream off of that damn statue you just saw, and I have no idea what it was.
I don't. But you surprise me sometimes because I wouldn't have thought that you would like that statue.
Why? I think it's too busy.
Too busy.
You see, there are exceptions. I'm a complex man.
Hey, that's what I said. Exceptions.
I guess.
There's the rule, and there are pieces that break the rule. Like it's just a generality, right? Even when I point out things I don't like on a statue, doesn't mean the statue as a whole it sucks. This is something that bothers me. But when I look at the thing holistically, I might still buy it. Remember I was complaining about the Spider-Man transformation from XM?
Yeah.
I would still buy the statue. I think it's an awesome piece.
What?
Exactly.
You hated that statue.
I have issues with the statue. I don't hate it. I have issues with it.
It sure as hell sounded like you hate that statue.
That's his version of liking
stuff.
You think maybe sometimes you jump to a conclusion and the statue grows on you over time?
That rarely ever happens.
Di, what are those shoes you wear at the beach? What are they called?
Shoes at the beach.
Sandals.
Sandals.
Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah, Crocs. Those said Crocs. Wear Crocs to the beach. I've seen people wearing Crocs to the gym. I don't know how they don't bust their toes.
No, he was saying he flip flop.
Hey, but it's not called flip flop. It's called exception.
Well, anyways, thanks everybody for showing up tonight. FBJ, you got anything going on? I know you said you got some stuff coming in.
I got an Unleader unboxing this Friday. Coming up, and other than that, that is all. Also a Terminator unboxing on Godlike Statues channel. Not mine, but there'll be an unboxing tomorrow, so I'll be there for that as well. Gotcha. Great hanging out with you guys. Great hanging out with everyone. Thanks for bringing me on. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, Freddie.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, man.
Dion, master of magnetism.
Master of magnetism.
What's up, man? What you got going on?
Not much, man. I got several tracking numbers. I just need to go through them, match them up to the spreadsheet, and find actually what it is that's coming.
So going back to what we were talking about earlier when we first started this show, did
Yep.
you decide what you were gonna do?
What, with the Final Fantasy pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going with Prime 1, man.
Yeah.
I can take that I can take that $5,000 and put it on something else.
I mean, he saw like 17 killers today. He don't need Prime 1.
I don't need Prime 1.
I have a feeling my psychic abilities that you're gonna get that first one we showed.
God have mercy.
You know why I know you're gonna get that one?
I plead because you want it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plead the fifth right now. I'm just gonna plead the fifth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pre-order it first though, so that way you I can say you got it after me anyways.
I
So.
saw it first, man. I did see it first.
Yeah, okay. Matt, what about you, man? What you got going on? Anything?
Nah, not a whole lot, man. I got maybe a couple of prints I need to get framed. It's they're weird sizes, so it's kind of like it's frustrating because I go back and forth to Michael's and Hobby Lobby trying to get there, and you can't find the right matting and frame for it. So it's like then you gotta bite the bullet and get it custom done.
I actually got to do the same thing. I got a bunch of art that I need to get framed, because I'm still in the long process of moving. So, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to display my statues and everything. So, I've got a process going. So.
There's a website I use. There's a website I use. Like I just got where I got all my mats done on the website. They shipped it to me. I did a bunch of them, about like 15. And I get 2 sets of mats. And then I just buy my frames in bulk from IKEA, the ones I like, and then I frame all my prints. I framed all my prints myself.
Is it pretty cheap to go that route?
Relative. It's I mean,
so like compared to sending it to a place to get it done.
To frame all 15, 16 prints I did, it cost me around $360. So that's the frames and the mats, but it was time consuming actually lining up everything inside the frame and showing the side I want within in the mat, because you need to use like tape as well to hold it in place. It's time consuming, but it's cheaper definitely. If you don't want to spend the time.
I'd rather go that route and save me a few $100s here and there, so.
Yeah, so if you the amount of time you spend doing that doesn't bother you, then go ahead. Also, like flattening out your prints, if you haven't already started and you want to do that, just start before the frames come, because it takes like a month or even more.
That's custom, yeah, but that's I know what he's talking about. I tried that route too, still didn't save me much.
This I use a website, and I went to IKEA. I went specifically to places where I could get good deals, right? So the website, I did all my frame, my mats, and like I said, it cost me about $70-something shipped to get all of them. And then the frames, each one was between $13 to $21. It depends, because I have different sizes, like those. And then I have some smaller ones on this side of my room.
I'll get with you after the show and get that website from you.
Yeah.
Vision, real fast, he was asking how much that first statue was. It was just a tease right now. We don't know how much it's going to be, man. But I know it's not going to be $5,000. So
it's out of his reach.
You guys act like $5,000 is the pin. It's still going to be too much money. That's what I know.
But it ain't going to be $5,000.
It won't be $5,000.
There's $5,000, and then there's everything else.
If you're paying close to if you're paying over $2,000 for that, it's not worth it in my book.
Statues better blow me away for $5,000. So
but those portraits, man.
But man, thanks for showing up, man. It's always good hearing your input and your point of view on things. Even though if mine and yours are opposite sometimes, it's still good hearing your input. So
go ahead. You know what Buck does, right? I realize this on all his shows. He always hates and he talks bad on a lot of pieces because he's trying to bring the value down. And he think he's slick. You heard him, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't hate it. Actually, I'm gonna get it." He drives the value down on the market, going on all these shows, preach how bad it is. No one wants to buy it in the community, so then he swoops right in.
That's what I love more than anything. When there's a statue I like and people think it's shit.
See what I mean?
The best fucking deals. Like,
see what I mean?
Yeah.
These old sideshow pieces, some of them that people don't like, that I like. Yes.
Thank you, Slick, man. I know your tricks, Buck.
300 shipped, 350 shipped. I'll take it. Yeah. But definitely, thanks for having me on, Jarhead. It was fun. Like, this was like definitely a refreshing topic. You know, it's
like I said, like I know some of the people on the panel aren't really into anime statues, but I've been wanting to kind of branch out into anime stuff just because they're
That's Matt.
Yeah. We all know who it is, Matt. We all know who it is. But I just wanted to branch out because there's just so much out there more to talk about than just Marvel and DC stuff. Like
can't
there's
be.
so much out there. Huh?
No, it can't be. Is more out there than DC and Marvel? Nah.
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff. Even the Conan stuff, Matt. There's stuff out there. So
believe me, I know.
We need more of that. We need more for Zeta, more like Conan stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the PCS statues look like, man. I hope there's something similar to that one we were showing earlier. If not, that one earlier is way better than anything I've seen so far. So,
or even Reventure, like with Spec, they did like the Egyptian Queen. I want to see that painted. They haven't shown that.
Thing, man, is never gonna see the light of day.
What's up, Franco?
Oh, real quick, Freddie, did you see I tagged you in that piece?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I'm gonna be getting that one.
I knew you was gonna be all over.
I'll be getting that one for sure.
William, man, thanks for showing up tonight. Appreciate you coming through. For people that don't know, your channel that you run, tell everybody here that ASB.
Oh, yeah, ASB Collectibles. As of lately, I've been doing just live unboxings. I got a lot of local collectors here that either are selling their pieces, even pieces I'm getting in. They want me to do a live unboxing of it. It gives me some content, and it's fun. I know FBJ enjoys it when I do the lives because last week live I was sweating my butt off with that Wolverine on Ninja Throne. Jesus Christ, that thing's like 70 pounds, just the base and the Ninja. But yeah, I mean, we're all here to spread, the love of the community and statue collecting. I have licensed pieces, I have custom pieces, so I'm not just all customs, it's just everything. Hell, I even PO Jazz Inc. Michelle Pfeiffer, right, the deluxe, and that's a 1/6 figure,
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not a 1/6 figure person, but I wasn't I wasn't a Throne guy also, and I got one. So this Saturday I'll most likely do Superman Rebirth, XM Studios. I got that sitting around. So we'll do that live unboxing. Next Saturday, March 8th, will be the Dark Side on Throne custom piece prototype. So that one right there, I'm going to see about not being so goddamn cheap and pay for the StreamYard where I can add more than 6 people. I
know a lot of people looking forward to seeing that one. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see it in person myself and hold it and take a look at it and kind of review it and do a little audit and stuff like that. But I really appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much for joining my show and thank you for having me here on your show.
Everybody is always welcome here, man. If you want to hop on, you don't got nothing better to do on a Wednesday or whenever I'm streaming, anybody's, even you, Buck, even you. So if I'm inviting Buck, anybody else is more than welcome. So.
I didn't get an invite. I forced my way onto the show.
Oh, you forced your way on? Okay. This is impenetrable, my friend.
I'm not penetrating anything, Jarhead.
Oh wow.
Oh, here we go.
Anyways, like I said, thanks everybody for showing up. Everybody's in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Giving your Prime 1 love. And showing how much you guys love Prime 1 no matter what. Appreciate that. But yeah, that's it. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.
Later.